It's time for Kutztown University Golden Bear football, only on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. Today's presentation is brought to you by KUR and the corporate partners of Kutztown University Athletics. Now let's head to the booth for all of the live football action, only on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
And welcome to coverage of KU football here on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR Kutztown. And welcome to this coverage of this PSAC matchup between East Stroudsburg University Warriors versus Kutztown University Golden Bears. This is a crucial matchup today, folks, as both of these teams are 5-0, and the winner of this game will take over Eastern Conference standings in the PSAC. Thank you for joining us, everyone, here on KUR. I'm Noah Pegler. Alongside me, Jacob Leibowitz. As I mentioned, this game is very crucial as both of these teams with a 5-0 record with high-scoring offenses have done really well this season, but now a matchup that everyone in both of these universities have been waiting for in this conference. So, Jacob, man, how can you describe this game today?
Well, there's a lot here, Noah. For starters, I'd like to point out that this is East Stroudsburg's first year under their new head coach. Now, to go 5-0 to start your season under a new system, a new head coach, that is something. And so this threat is to not be taken lightly.
No, yeah, certainly a lot of excitement is with both of these teams. East Stroudsburg with their head coach, as you mentioned, in Jimmy Terwilliger, because, I mean, coming off of his first season now, I mean, through 5 games, he last week win with a 50-7 victory over Millersville, and definitely trying to take it to Kutztown University. While for Kutztown, they are 5-0, and they've been on a 2 road games these past couple of weeks. They're happy to be here back at Andre Reed Stadium.
Absolutely, yeah, Noah. It's been kind of a break for us, but I'm just happy to be here calling games with you again.
No, yeah, so right now, as we mentioned in the standings, East Stroudsburg is tied at the top with an overall 5-0 record with a 2-0 record at the top. So does Kutztown University and Westchester, another competitive team here in the Eastern Conference of the PSAC. And then right behind us, Shepherd with a conference record of 1-1, Shippensburg with a record of 1-1, Bloomsburg with a record of 0-2, Lock Haven with a record of 0-2 in the conference, and last is Millersville with an 0-2 record.
Now, Westchester is also not to be taken lightly. We're going to be facing them in a couple of weeks now. They were one of the only teams to beat Kutztown's football team last season.
No, yeah, definitely, as one of the few losses that Jim Clements has had in his program in the last season. But so far, it's been really good for Colin DeGalbo. Certainly, a top quarterback is leading in the QB statistics, and right now he's third in passing yards behind Tyson Bagnett, who is a quarterback at Shepherd, and then Roland Rivers is leading the passing yards at Slippery Rock with 1,620 yards. And then Colin DeGalbo's only second in touchdowns behind the mentioned Roland Rivers, who has 23 touchdowns. And completion percentage for Colin DeGalbo, he's in 4th place in the rankings, so very good. I believe it's around 70%.
Stroudsburg won the toss, they defend. Kutztown will receive.
So it looks like Kutztown's going to start this game today.
So they'll get the ball first, yeah. So very good as, it's a bit of an overcast day here at Andre Reed Stadium in the 60 degrees game time temperature, so a little cooler than the last couple of games as we are settling to the fall. It's very nice.
Luckily, however, Noah, the sun is still out, it's still shining, and I'd like to see some Golden Bears football, would you?
No, yeah, definitely. So, Jacob, how would you pretty much, what do you think the defenses are going to have to do today, considering both of these teams have high-scoring offenses?
Well, Noah, if you're asking me, I think this is going to be a shootout regardless.
Okay.
However, if East Stroudsburg's defense has to stop one player, I'd have to say it's quarterback Colin DeGalbo. He's been a strong player throughout the beginning of the season, scoring many touchdowns on the run as well as passing.
Yeah, definitely a dual-threat quarterback in Colin DeGalbo, as the quarterback on the side for East Stroudsburg is Jake Cirillo out of East Stroudsburg, a local, so playing for his local college, but we'll see him later as Kutztown will get the ball first.
Number 1, Abdul Hassan Neblet.
As Neblet is in the backfield to receive the kickoff. And it'll be Jordan Walters to kick it off, as he has 2,198 kickoff yards this season, as we are underway here at Andre Reed Stadium. And it'll be fielded at the 5-yard line as they find space here, and will be brought down at the 30.
Great hustle on that run to bring it to the 30-yard line. He had to evade a lot of defenders there, and he did well.
So very good field position, especially coming out of the backfield at the 5-yard line. So as we mentioned earlier, Colin DeGalbo, the starting quarterback, is three-time All-PSAC PSAC East second team, and in 5 games has 1,399 passing yards, 16 touchdowns to 106, completing 106 of his passes. And Neblet finds some space on this first play, and he's going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Kutztown Golden Bears. What was the first play? Kutztown scoring, and we're only taking 18 seconds off the clock.
Well, I got to say, that read was perfect. He found the gap, went all the way around the line, and just took it to the house with intense speed, and I would argue a bit of finesse there. It takes a lot of skill to run like that.
Well, for Abdul Hassan Neblet, that is his second touchdown of the year. His longest run was 24 yards. That certainly broke that record right there for him. It'll be Krisich to take the extra point, and it is good, and Kutztown leading 7-0 on the first play. So one play and a run of at least 70 yards for Abdul Hassan Neblet.
I got to say, Noah, if this is a sign of things to come, I'm liking what's coming.
Now, yeah, well, certainly so far as East Stroudsburg defense just they just fell asleep right there, and now they got a chance to respond. So,
well, as we do know, this East Stroudsburg offense is high-powered, very competitive with actually Kutztown's. So we'll see what happens on this drive.
Now, yeah, so East Stroudsburg averages about 40 points per game. They're ranked third in all the PSAC. So it'll be Krisich to kick off down to East Stroudsburg.
Number 8, Reese Bender. Number 82, Ezekiel Lopez.
And Reese Bender will be in the backfield to receive it. He's had 4 returns, 92. He's returned a total for 92 yards. His longest is 29. And he will field it for a touchback.
Take off into the end zone for the touchback.
So bring it out to the 25-yard line for East Stroudsburg.
Now, Noah, I talked earlier about what East Stroudsburg's defense has to do in order to stop Kutztown's thriving offense. What do you think Kutztown's defense has to do in order to stop this ferocious East Stroudsburg offense?
Well, ultimately, I mean, you look at Jake Cirillo, he's a good quarterback. He's been able to put up at least 1,123 yards, so he's done really well. So on the first play, they'll hand it off, and he'll take Devontae Robinson, will carry it for 5 yards, and it'll be second down and 4. Mark him down at the 31.
To the 30, second and 5.
So they'll set up in the I formation as Bender goes in motion. And Cirillo will hand it off again to Robinson. Only a gain of 2, so It will be 3rd down and 2 from the 33.
Now, what do you think they're going to do on this 3rd down? Do you think they're going to have another run, or?
Well, ultimately, you've done run on these past 2 plays. I mean, you've carried him so far, and now I think they might go for a pass play. So it's 3rd down and 2. So far, this is the 3rd play of the drive. Got a man in the backfield. Cirillo will pass this time, and it's incomplete as he was unable to find Devontae Robinson. So it'll be 4th down.
Great stop by the Kutztown defense all around. The run plays that they did earlier were stopped actually relatively quickly, I'd say. They didn't really leave too big of a gap. And it resulted in a kickoff.
But then, on that last one, the pass was just behind Devontae Robinson, just not in a good position to make the catch.
Absolutely.
So Mason McElroy will field the punt by East Stroudsburg's Jordan Walters. And he'll pick it up. McElroy gets spun around, is able to stay on his feet, and gets brought down at the 20-yard line.
Now, no, I like his enthusiasm there, but he's got to be able to avoid those defenders a little heavier. However, they did have him cornered.
No, yeah, certainly. I mean, thankfully he fielded the punt off of a bounce, and usually that can be dangerous here in a football play on a punt. So now a second drive for Colin DeGalbo after only 1 play, just handing it off to Abdul Hassan Neblet, who, statistically, hasn't had as much success as DeGalbo has, but a very good start for Neblet to get his 2nd touchdown of the season.
Absolutely, Noah.
So it'll be 1st down for the Golden Bears at their own 20-yard line. DeGalbo will take it and run with it. Gets a gain of at least 7 yards. So mark him down at the 27, so it'll be 2nd down and 3.
Gain to the 27, 2nd and 3.
See what they can make of this.
So far this season, Colin DeGalbo has won the East PSAC Offensive Athlete of the Week at least twice so far this season, and definitely has done well, at least scoring at least 2 or 3 touchdowns per game just in the passing. So DeGalbo on 2nd and 3 loses the football, but gets it away to Neblet, and he is able to get it back to at least the 25. So a very dangerous situation right there as DeGalbo was being brought down, but was able to get it off to Neblet so they wouldn't lose any yards on that play.
Yeah, it looked almost as if that was about to be quite the return for East Stroudsburg. However, Neblet in the backfield really, really helped out there, bringing it to about where it was.
So a loss of a yard, so 3rd down and 4 on the Kutztown 26. So DeGalbo will take it and passes it off. And they'll get enough for the 1st down as he finds Brandon Smith for the new set of downs.
I like that play call by Jim Clement. Nothing too fancy, just trying to move the sticks right there.
Yes, so very good as Brandon Smith out of North Plainfield, New Jersey, gets the 1st down for the Golden Bears. Mark him down at the 32-yard line. DeGalbo will hand it off to his running back, and he'll be brought down after a gain of 4. As is Keegan Harvin will pick up at least 6 yards.
Gain to the 38. Brings up 2nd and 4.
So mark him down at the 38 of Kutztown. So it's 2nd and 4. Right now we are 4 minutes in, got about 11 minutes to go, and Kutztown still with the football. As DeGalbo will hold on to it this time and fight for the 1st down, and will continuing to show his skill, has a dual-threat quarterback, and certainly doing well in the running game for himself.
You know, no, I think by the end of this season, we're going to have a new running back, and his name is Colin DeGalbo.
He's definitely been a phenomenal athlete, and certainly got some good guys on the outside between Mason McElroy and Jake Novak, their top wide receivers, who, Novak, he's done well all season. McElroy hasn't done well as much, but he's getting more playing time as it goes on as DeGalbo takes a snap, trying to go downfield, trying to find his man, and is incomplete as he tried to find Jerry Kapp downfield, just a little too far out of his reach.
Now, I like the play call there, but that was not the correct person to pass to. He was heavily guarded.
Nice a bit of tight coverage there by this East Stroudsburg defense. Now it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Kutztown 47. Actually, it'll be the 46. DeGalbo takes a snap, rolls out, will take it and run with it, get some space. Coming to the near side, and we brought down at the 36-yard line after a gain of at least 20 yards.
Is there anything this man can't do with his feet?
Certainly is a phenomenal player in Colin DeGalbo, the business administration major who's a redshirt senior. And certainly one thing to mention is that his interceptions have gotten better. He threw 3 against Cal U and then threw 1 against Gannon, but since then he hasn't thrown a single interception, so he's definitely cleaned it up.
Absolutely.
As DeGalbo will take the snap and run with it again, and he'll slide after a gain of at least 8.
Now, I got to say, Noah, however fierce Colin DeGalbo is on the rushing side of it, he actually has cleaned up the passing game a lot. I got to say, really big improvement since the last game that we saw.
Yes, as the last game we saw here at Andre Reed was against Gannon about over 3 weeks ago. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 from the 29 of East Stroudsburg as he hands it off to Neblett. And it'll be brought down after at least a gain of 3. So it'll be 3rd down. Mark him down at the 27 of East Stroudsburg.
Number 90, Darren Blackwell.
As the tight end, the big man out of...
3rd and 2.
Excuse me, the big man out of La Plata, Maryland, and Jack Pilkerton comes on the field, who's definitely seen some good moments and is probably the undervalued player for Kutztown's offense.
Absolutely. A key player to the offense.
So it'll be 3rd down and 2. DeGalbo takes the snap. As we mentioned, Pilkerton gets it and will get it for the 1st down. So move the sticks as they mark him down at the East Stroudsburg's 23.
Colin DeGalbo went down hard on that play after passing it off to Pilkerton. So I hope that he can do. I hope that. Sorry about that. I hope he hasn't rattled him. That's what I was trying to say.
No, yeah, certainly he's a tough guy, and as he makes the pass right there to Pilkerton, who's got 5 touchdowns and his longest catch is 50 yards.
Neblett is back in the backfield for Kutztown.
A good rotation of running backs between Harvin, Neblett, and even Jordan Davis and Darrell Davis McNeil. So DeGalbo goes for the pass, trying to find Pilkerton, and he catches it. And it looks like he may have been just short before landing in the end zone. They'll mark him down at the 1. So 1st and goal for Kutztown Golden Bears.
What a fantastic catch by Pilkerton. A lot of concentration on that to go right over his defender and catch it while he wasn't looking.
No, definitely a phenomenal catch by Pilkerton. DeGalbo takes it as a QB sneak, and he'll run it in for the touchdown. Golden Bears score again on their 2nd drive. And phenomenal running by DeGalbo. As now 13-0 as we reach the halfway mark of this 1st quarter.
Now, Noah, as we are halfway through the 1st quarter, what do you think about Kutztown's offense thus far?
Well, so far they've been able to consistently work with the plays. They've faced a few 3rd downs on that last drive, but I think they're doing really well. As Krisich takes the extra point, and it is good. 14-0 for the Kutztown Golden Bears. So on that last play, you had at least maybe 7 to 9 plays, and I mean each play. I think on every play they at least average maybe 4 to 3 yards. So, yeah. But it's good that they're able to move downfield and off a big pass caught by Jack Pilkerton.
Now, I got to say, it was not as efficient as the previous drive. However, it did end with a touchdown, and that is good news for this Golden Bears offense. Now let's see if East Stroudsburg's also high-powered offense can maintain that 40-point average per game.
But so far, it was a good drive by Colin DeGalbo. I believe he only threw one incomplete pass as he tried to get downfield to Jerry Kapp.
Osgood Neighborhood Grill and Bar, located a mile west of the campus.
So now it'll be another kickoff for Kutztown. Bender is in the backfield to receive it for the Warriors of East Stroudsburg.
Chrisick will kick off.
So now East Stroudsburg has to respond after giving up two quick 14 points off of two drives. And we'll certainly try and respond better as Krisich takes it on a line drive, and it will just thankfully roll into the end zone before rolling out of bounds. So they'll put the ball out to the East Stroudsburg's 25.
You know, no, if that was a couple inches to the left, I could have seen that going out very, very close to the 1 yard line.
No, but I mean, ultimately it's the kickoff rule. You can't on kickoffs. You cannot kick it out of bounds. That's a penalty, and they would have actually moved to East Stroudsburg at least to the 40. So thankfully, Kutztown for Krisich that landed out. Right, it went out in the back of the end zone.
Absolutely, Noah.
So it'll be Jake Cirillo. He sets a man in motion, and Javier Buffalo. And he'll hold on to it as he runs all the way to the East Stroudsburg's 29. And there'll be second down and 8.
Gain to the 28-yard line. Second and 7.
So now for East Stroudsburg, you got R.J. Sarajian out of Tobyhanna, Pennsylvania, set on the near side. So Cirillo will hold on to it again and run with it, but he'll be brought down, and there's a fumble, and it looks to be recovered by Kutztown.
I got to say,
as the referees now signal, it goes to Kutztown.
No, I got to say, this is a very high-powered offense, and it looks like Kutztown's defense came to match.
Well, right there, after two running plays, Cirillo fumbles the football. And a good recovery by this Kutztown defense. So they'll give Kutztown the ball at East Stroudsburg's 28, so a crucial turnover right here.
Now, I'd really like to see what the Kutztown offense can do with this fantastic field position, Noah.
So certainly they got to take advantage of it right here, as it was Sean Turber Ortiz with the fumble recovery. He won Defensive Player of the Week a few weeks ago. So DeGalbo will take the snap, rolling back, trying to escape pressure, and he'll have to throw it away as an incomplete pass.
Intended for Netlet.
So it'll be second down and 10 from the 28 of East Stroudsburg.
I'd like to say this is one of the first times that I've seen a real pressure being brought on quarterback Colin DeGalbo. The offensive line really has a lot to handle right there.
Yes, sir. A defense for East Stroudsburg as they held Millersville to only 7 points last week. So it'll be second down, 10. Got a man in motion. DeGalbo will hold on to it, and we'll get a gain of at least 3 yards. So it'll be third down and 7 from the East Stroudsburg 25.
Third and 7.
Certainly a lot of play-action plays so far, or play-action and option plays we've seen from both teams.
Absolutely.
So it'll be third down and 7. DeGalbo trying to figure out what to call here as we come down to 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Most of the possession by Kutztown Golden Bears is DeGalbo will take the snap, drop back, trying to find the blitz, but it'll be incomplete as it'll be fourth down and 7 for Kutztown Golden Bears.
Now I'm interested to see if they go for it here.
Hey, certainly, as I mean, in the college game, as the kickers aren't as good, but it's a bit far out as they're at the 25-yard line. But DeGalbo and the offense are still on the field, It looks like they will go for it. Jim Clements showing trust in his quarterback.
Well, Noah, 14 points ahead with a couple minutes left in the first quarter. You've got nothing to lose. You might as well try for it.
So it'll be 4th and 7. DeGalbo takes the snap, goes down to try and find Cap, and he catches it. An amazing catch. Touchdown, Golden Bears, as Cap was bobbling it, was able to corral it in, and now Kutztown leading 20-0.
Fantastic catches back to back by Pilkerton and Cap. I am astounded at this offense currently.
Yeah, certainly tight coverage. He bobbled it at first, but thankfully was able to corral it in. So now an extra point by Krisich to try and make it a 3-score game, or at least to extend it.
Fantastic play call to go for it, it turns out.
As there will be a flag on the play here on the extra point try. Certainly the first penalty of the game so far as it comes on the extra point try. It'll look to be against East Stroudsburg.
Illegal substitution indicated against East Stroudsburg.
Illegal substitution defense. The penalty declined. Replay the try.
So an illegal substitution on the extra point try, but Kutztown declined it. So Krisich will kick it, and is good. So 21-0 for the Kutztown Golden Bears. Very good in this first quarter.
Absolutely. And I'd just like to comment that today is Breast Cancer Awareness Day here at Andre Reed Stadium, and it's good to see a lot of fans wearing pink to support.
Today is Pink Zone Day here at Kutztown University as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Certainly we want to stretch out and mention those who have either had breast cancer, and also tell everyone that early prevention is the best way to make sure you could defeat cancer. And certainly a lot of us here and everywhere, unfortunately, may know someone who is dealing with cancer, so definitely we encourage anyone who's going through cancer to stay in the fight.
Absolutely. Just like how I'm encouraging East Stroudsburg to stay in the fight in this.
Well, certainly right now, after giving up 21 points to this Kutztown offense, Colin DeGalbo with, I believe, with one passing touchdown and then two with his own running touchdown, and then, of course, Neblett on one play took a drive for 70 yards. So it'll be another kickoff for Krisich. Definitely going to rank his kickoff yards in just a few moments, being on the field for 3 kickoffs.
Absolutely. The field in the stadium is electric.
And it'll be fielded at the 7 by East Stroudsburg. And he'll be brought down at the 27. So it'll be another start for Jake Cirillo, who hasn't done well, at least on these first few drives. They've done a lot of running plays, and it's very interesting because certainly Cirillo he's thrown at least 11,000 yards, 1,100 yards for this offense for East Stroudsburg. He's got 12 touchdowns this year, and his longest pass was 68 yards. So we need to see his passing game going. As Cirillo finds his man on this first play, and he loses the football. And it looks like they may mark him down. May have ruled forward progress on the play. So we'll stay with East Stroudsburg, and they mark the ball down at the East Stroudsburg 31.
I got to say, Noah, this Kutztown defense looks angry and hungry for more offense, if you will.
No, yeah, this very good defense who were forced to fumble on the last possession for East Stroudsburg. So 2nd down and 4. Cirillo finds Buffalo. And it'll be brought down at the East Stroudsburg 47.
Now, I got to say, that was a great route by Buffalo. Good vision by quarterback Cirillo to find him, find the open man, and get a first down for East Stroudsburg, their first on the day.
So, yeah, first down of the day for the Warriors. So now first down at the 47 of East Stroudsburg. Cirillo will take the snap. Trying to find in the middle. Intercepted by Kutztown. And they'll take it back all the way to at least the 15. So another turnover by East Stroudsburg. And this defense is looking amazing by Kutztown.
I got to say, no, this is a master class of defensive prowess by Kutztown right now.
Now the interception was returned for at least 25 yards, as it was Nick Palmer with the return.
Now, sadly, the East Stroudsburg receiver did fall over, but it was put right into Palmer's breadbasket by Cirillo.
So a penalty overrules the interception. So it will actually stay with East Stroudsburg. So
what a turn of events, Noah.
So the accepted penalty will move them downfield. They'll mark the ball down at Kutztown's 40-yard line. So certainly a momentum changer that definitely saves East Stroudsburg in this game.
Absolutely, but it just shows how fierce Kutztown is to turn this ball back over to the offense.
So now Jake Cirillo will get another chance to redeem himself after avoiding an interception on that last play. So Cirillo, with escaping pressure, he will take and run with it, and at least get a gain of 8. He marks short of the first down.
About 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Do you think they'll be able to finish on this drive, Noah?
Well, certainly there's enough time to try and drive downfield. So, as you mentioned, 4 minutes to go, and certainly a good response for East Stroudsburg here. So it'll be second down and 2 from the 32. And Cirillo will take it and hand it off to his running back in Devontae Robinson, and it will be a new set of downs for the Warriors.
Now, Noah, I got to say, the atmosphere in the stadium today is electric, with both Kutztown University's band as well as East Stroudsburg's band traveling with the football team.
Yeah, certainly, as both of these teams close within each other. East Stroudsburg's only an hour away from this place, as they're up north of Allentown. Certainly a big rivalry matchup between both of these teams. As Cirillo will take the snap, play action, and he'll get it off to his man, but it'll be brought down after a loss of a yard.
I like the idea there. But it does look to be detrimental to them.
So it'll be a loss of a yard. So it'll be second 11 there for the Warriors.
Ball back to the 30-yard line, second and 11.
So right now is the clock winding down. He got about 2:50 to go. Cirillo will take the snap, and he'll hold on to it this time. And he'll get all the way down to the 24, so a gain of at least 7. So it'll be third down and 4.
I'd like to see what the play call is on this third down. I assume it will be a passing play, but we'll see what happens. This Kutztown defense, like we've said before, has been very, very much a thorn in the side of this East Stroudsburg offense. So we'll see if they can capitalize on good field position.
Well, it's up to the play calling of Mike Terwilliger, who is the father of the coach, Jimmy Terwilliger, here at East Stroudsburg.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it'll be third down and 4. Cirillo gets it out, finds a man, and he'll try and reach for the first down, but looks like he's short by like 3 yards. So it'll be fourth down. He at least got it back to the line of scrimmage, as R.J. Sarajian, the redshirt senior, was unable to get the first down on that last play. So it'll be a field goal try for the Warriors.
Long field goal try. We'll have to see what happens with this one.
So Jordan Walters is 6 for 7 on field goal tries. His longest is 49. as he goes up, and the kick is between the uprights and good. So some points for East Stroudsburg as the score is 21-3 with a minute 24 to go. So a very good response by this East Stroudsburg team, but certainly not the points you want so far. I mean, to keep up with this Kutztown offense, you need to score touchdowns, but it's at least something.
Yeah, absolutely, Noah. This high-powered offense has really come into its own in this first quarter with two fantastic grabs for touchdowns. Well, one grab that was fantastic that led to a touchdown.
Yes, and Jack Pilkerton's phenomenal catch.
Absolutely. As well as the running from Hassan Nablet, who looks to field the kickoff to end the first quarter.
So Nablet will be in the backfield to receive the kickoff. So as Kutztown got the ball first to start this quarter, they've had at least 3 possessions so far and scored on all 3 of them. And now the defense has got to respond to try and help their offense. So Walters will take the kickoff. We wait for the kick by Walters. Will be fielded in the end zone by Kutztown. And will be brought down at about the 20-yard line.
Brought down by number 3,
So he'll be brought down at the Kutztown 20. So another drive for Colin DeGalbo to try and do something and just add to his name and try and climb ahead of these other guys that are in front of him for quarterback at least in the PSAC.
Absolutely, Noah. A lot of option plays we've seen thus far. I'd like to see what they go for on first down.
As it'll be Harvin in the backfield. So first down and then 10 from the 22. DeGalbo will hand it off to Harvin.
Number 28, Keegan Harvin on the carry.
And gets a gain of 1, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
Brought down by number 92, Isaiah Regal. Number 99, Mike Jasuski.
1 minute remaining in the first quarter.
23, 2nd and 9.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9. DeGalbo will hold on to it this time. Will run with it. Find space in the middle and is able to get the first down and more. Mark him down at the 37.
Now, that was a very, very good juke on the defender. However, he got him just by the nip of his heels, quite literally, and brought him down.
Yeah, but another good run by Colin DeGalbo. This week I sat down and interviewed Jim Clements, and I asked him about how he's been able to do well in his 6th season, and he really just respects his players and that they do their job, sort of thing.
I can respect that as well.
So on the new set of downs, brought down in the backfield is Harvin, and he'll lose at least 4 yards. So he'll be brought down at Kutztown's 39.
Number 91, Joseph Adebede.
That brings us to the end of the first quarter. A dominant performance by Kutztown's Golden Bears as they lead 21-3. So stay tuned. We will be right back after this.
You're listening to the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR's presentation of Golden Bears football. Stick around.
Kutztown University offers a 100% online winter session. This is a great opportunity to catch up on classes or simply focus on a course without distractions of other classes or activities. The last day to register is October 29th. Students are limited to register for 6 classes for the winter session, and courses with low enrollments may be canceled. For more information, check out Kutztown University's website, click on Academics, and scroll down until you see winter and summer sessions.
Like KUR, an award-winning radio station, on Facebook to receive exciting daily content delivered straight to your newsfeed. You'll discover diverse music, breaking news, and engaging student DJ content. Visit facebook.com/KUR1670 to join the fun. Remember to use hashtag KU Radio on social media. We are the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
The purpose of the club is to assist the program.
And welcome back to Golden Bears football as we start the second quarter. And now we switch fields as a change of a direction. It will be second down and 13 for the Golden Bears at their own 34.
Now I'd like to see if this change of field has any effect on the offense. It tends to not, but we will see.
Usually it's mainly on wind direction there, Jacob. So right now as we get ready to start this second quarter, the defense of East Stroudsburg hopefully trying to slow it down as 3 drives for Kutztown has equaled 3 touchdowns. And Kutztown will definitely want to keep momentum going throughout this game and try and put a lot of points against this East Stroudsburg team. So it'll be second down. DeGalbo takes the snap. And you'll find his man in Pilkerton. And he gets enough for the first down and a little more. And mark him down at the 49.
Now, I got to give quarterback Colin DeGalbo very, very good props on, really focusing in on his passing game, which has been lackluster in the first couple weeks, but he's really improved as of recently. But I also got to give a hand to the fantastic defenders here on this Kutztown offense.
Yeah, so very good so far by both sides. And now it's a new set of downs. First down at the Kutztown 48. DeGalbo would take the snap, and you'll run with it again. This time, couldn't get anything, and then we brought down at the line of scrimmage, so a gain of 0, so second down and 10.
Number 99, Mike Zadruski. Gain to the 49, second and 9.
So far, good numbers by Kutztown as 51 passing yards. I mean, nothing too much, but it's a good start, and they were 2 for 3 on those third down plays. So now it'll be second down and 9 from the 49 for the Golden Bears. DeGalbo will take the snap. He'll run with it this time, and it works, and he goes to the far side. Is good enough to get the first down. It'll go out at the 41-yard line of East Stroudsburg.
I'm liking these option plays a lot. Colin's really coming into his own with the way that he can run the ball and find the gaps. As it showed in the first quarter, where he had 51 yards passing, as well as 58 yards rushing.
So right now, we'll see what Kutztown can do with more of his offense. We haven't seen too much of Mason McElroy, who's been a big part of this offense with 17 receptions before this game and 326 yards. As the next play is handed off to Keegan Harvin for a gain of at least 2 yards. So it'll be second down and 8 at East Stroudsburg's 40.
Gain to the 40, second and 8.
So into the game for Kutztown is Jordan Davis out of Plainfield, New Jersey. Hasn't gotten much playing time, but definitely just Jim Clements just trying to rotate his running back to see what they can do and at least get more playing time on the field. As DeGalbo will run play action, and he'll run with it again, and it will be a gain of at least 4 yards. So it'll be third down and 5 for Kutztown. So a lot of running plays being called here for Collins and Galbo, so very interesting, just trying to keep it on the ground today.
Absolutely, no. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it seems to be working.
He has done well. I mean, certainly DeGalbo, he may find a play where he's struggled, at least where the option play hasn't worked, but there will be another play where it will work, so.
Absolutely.
So DeGalbo will take the snap, finds his man in the middle, and it'll be a first down. Mark him down at the 21.
Brandon Smith, very, very open there. Absolutely no one was covering him. Good read by Colin DeGalbo.
So a good catch by Brandon Smith. As his favorite place here at the campus is the cafe, I believe, Cub Cafe.
Well, we can all agree it's better than South.
Oh, okay. Yes, so certainly enjoying the Cub Cafe here at Kutztown. So it'll be a first down for Kutztown at the 23-yard line of East Stroudsburg. We come down through 4 minutes already through this second quarter, taking the time off the clock. So DeGalbo will flip it off to his wide receiver in Cap as a runaround play, and he will be brought down just 3 yards short. Mark him down at the 16.
Now, Noah, it's hard to believe that in the first quarter, Kutztown had 189 yards of total offense, and yet only about 50-ish of those yards are down to passing. Only 3 completed passes.
Yeah, so certainly the passing game hasn't gone too much for East Stroudsburg as DeGalbo will try and pass it, finds Neblett, and is incomplete, but there will be a flag on the play. As Neblett wishes he could have had that one back just right through his hands.
Absolutely. Very close. Would have been a fantastic touchdown, a diving catch, if you will.
Penalty marker down.
So we wait to see what the penalty is against.
Pass interference, offense, number 83. 15-yard penalty, replay, second down.
So Derek Anderson called for the pass interference and will move the Kutztown offense back significantly. It will move them back all the way to the 31, so it'll be second down and at least 17.
And 18. Check that. Second.
So did you see anything that looked like a pass interference on that last play, Jacob, or no?
Quite frankly, I did not, but then again, I'm not the referee here.
All right, so now it will be second down and 17 at the Kutztown, or East Stroudsburg 31. And DeGalbo will hand off to Neblett, but he gets brought down real quick. Maybe a loss of a yard, so now third down and at least 18.
Neblett was smothered there. Not much he could do on that.
Certainly, I mean, probably trying to do a trick play to see if they probably assumed East Stroudsburg was going to think pass, so why not catch him off guard?
Well, like I said before, the run game has been strong with us today.
As they tried to get going with the play calls of their offensive coordinator for Kutztown. As was Marcel Quarterman, the offensive coordinator. Spent 4 years at Lafayette before coming here at Kutztown. As DeGalbo gets it off before he gets hit, and the catch made by Kutztown. And a phenomenal catch by Brandon Smith.
I gotta say, Noah, this is quite a showing. Every receiver has had a fantastic catch today. Neblett even was very, very close with that missed touchdown pass.
No, yeah, as Brandon Smith went up for it, at least got 1 foot in bounds. As the college rules, you only need 1 foot in bounds. So it'll be first and goal at East Stroudsburg's 8-yard line. So DeGalbo will take the snap. Trying to find, looks like he tried to find Smith again, but it's incomplete. Excuse me, he tried to find Jack Pilkerton, but just couldn't able to corral it. So it'll be second and goal.
You know, whenever something detrimental happens to this Kutztown offense, they always find a way to bounce back thus far. And I just got to say, it's been very, very well done and great play calls by head coach Jim Clemens.
Yeah, he's done really well at the play calling and at least response on plays that don't do anything. But this time DeGalbo will hold on to it.
DeGalbo on the keeper.
And he gets brought down after at least a gain of 3. So it'll be third and goal. They'll mark him down at East Stroudsburg's 7.
Thank God for forward progress, Noah.
It's certainly a big part of football, as there'd be a lot of negative yardage for some of these players if it wasn't for forward progress. So third and goal. Kutztown can really at least extend their lead to 28 points on this play. And it'll be caught. Touchdown, Kutztown. Jerry Kapp with his second touchdown of the day. And a great job again by this Kutztown offense to just continue to put points on this board.
Now, I got to say, it wasn't as fantastic as his first one, but points are points, Noah, and it seems Jerry Capp is having a field day out there.
No, he has done really well for Kutztown as the freshman out of Bardo, Pennsylvania, sport management major. And strangely enough, he transferred from another Division II school in the Western Conference in Seton Hill. So the extra point by Krisic is good. It's now 28-3 here in the second quarter.
Now, Noah, with only 8 minutes and 26 seconds left in the half, what do you think East Stroudsburg needs to do to have a chance of coming back in this second half of football?
Well, ultimately, right now they got to shut down this offense, and they're struggling right now after 4 drives that resulted in 4 touchdowns. And this one took a lot of time off the clock, pretty much took up over half the quarter. And right now, Cirillo, he's got to be able to... the offense of East Stroudsburg is finally finding momentum. They got downfield and they was able to put up a field goal, but they need touchdowns. The touchdowns at this point are the only way they're going to keep up in this game.
Absolutely. Not a lot of scoring for offenses here at opposing offenses here at Andre Reed Stadium. We've only seen a couple. So if East Stroudsburg is going to get back into this game, they really need to put some points on the board before the half.
Home field advantage for a playoff game for Kutztown. This could play advantage because they've done really well here at Andre Reed Stadium.
Absolutely, no. I don't think we've seen anything close to a competitive game, which is sad on our part, but what can you do?
But it's great to see just how much success there is for this Kutztown football program and seeing how much they can score, as Krisic will kick it off for the 4th time today. Bender will get it, and will try and run it out. It'll be brought down at the 20. So marking down at East Stroudsburg's 20. So back to work for Jake Cirillo of East Stroudsburg. So far, looking at this offense, he's only 4 for 5 and only 19 yards. And Devontae Robinson has really been a big part. Gotten 3 attempts on at least 11 yards for rushing. Now receiving, it's only been Javier Buffalo who's been able to do anything because R.J. Sarajin hasn't been able to make a catch so far.
And actually, David Akondoe has gotten a negative yard.
So the passing game really needs to get going for this team. So on that play, Devontae Robinson made a run of at least 6 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 4 at their own 26-yard line. Now, you would certainly think the passing game would pick up, considering Jimmy Terwilliger and Mike Terwilliger were both quarterbacks for East Stroudsburg back in their playing days of college. So Jake Cirillo will pass it to Robinson, and he'll get the 1st down. So finally something good happening for East Stroudsburg.
Well, Noah, speak it into being. Now, I also have to say, East Stroudsburg really needs to focus on their passing game. Like you said, both of the coach and his father were both quarterbacks for the school. Honestly, apart from that interception that was called back, the passing game has been okay. And that's something they should really focus on, as their run game has not worked.
Cirillo will get sacked. There'll be a loss of at least 12 yards. So definitely a good sack by Kutztown.
Not a good look for the East Stroudsburg offense.
Off back to the 23-yard line, 2nd and 20.
It's a 2nd and 20, a loss of 10 right here as we got about 6:45 to go in the second quarter, right before halftime. And Cirillo will take the snap. And it's just a little too far for his wide receiver.
For number 15, Buffalo.
As Buffalo was unable to get it, could only put out a hand to reach it. So it's 3rd down and 20.
Now, Noah, if you were the position of head coach for East Stroudsburg, what would you call right now?
Well, right now, I mean, you can only really call it pass play because this drive could really possibly be a big, crucial part for the game because you're down by at least 4 scores at this point. So Cirillo will take it. Escapes pressure, will run with it. A flag on the play. Cirillo at least gets back to near the original line of scrimmage, but we'll see what the flag is. Possibly a hold.
Absolutely. Also, to end that play, he was taken down very hard. I'd like to see if that affects his playing.
So it'll be looks like a chop block on East Stroudsburg. And Jim Clements is trying to figure out whether he'll accept it, to just push him back even farther to make it a longer punt. So we wait to see who the penalty is on.
Personal foul, softball, number 71.
So they will accept the.
Replay, third down.
So they will accept the penalty, and it'll be third down, and it looks like almost 30 or 40 yards. It's almost like half field for this drive.
Well, if there's a will, there's a way. Let's hope they have a will on this.
That's all you can really say on this, but this will be half the distance since they're near their own end zone.
You know, we have seen plays for more yards, but let's see what East Stroudsburg can do.
So Cirillo will take it. He'll run with it, and at least moves it up a couple of yards, gives his punter some room, so it'll be fourth down and at least 27.
I got to say, I don't like that play call at all. Just having the quarterback run it on a what looked to be third and exceedingly long, that just kind of looks like they gave up.
Certainly, I mean, right now it's interesting, the play call by Terwilliger, the offensive coordinator, who played in the college days back in 1975, 1976. He led them to an undefeated season that year. So the punt will be fielded by Mason McElroy.
Number 21, Mason McElroy.
And finds some room to work with. And a flag will be on this play. And it will be brought down at the 39-yard line.
Penalty marker down.
So a penalty on here. We'll see what it does for this Kutztown starting position. It looks like it will be against Kutztown.
Return team, number 33. 10-yard penalty for the call of foul. First down.
So an illegal block in the back will bring it back to midfield.
One of the first good calls for East Stroudsburg all day.
So certainly a penalty helps them out right here, and they'll actually mark it all the way back to Kutztown's 40-yard line.
The Bears take over, first and 10.
So right now, Colin DeGalbo is out for his 5th drive, and right now, at this pace, he might not play by the time we get to the fourth quarter, so.
Well, yeah, we have seen quarterback Jake Novak come in the latter half of the games, just to give Colin a bit of a rest. He has done his job thus far. We'll see if he continues to do so.
So DeGalbo will hand it off to his running back, and he'll be brought down after a gain of at least 3 yards.
That was number 26, Darrell Davis McNeil.
So we get to see Darrell Davis McNeil, who's from Roslyn, Pennsylvania, sport management major. Spent his summer working out, just trying to get better at football, and certainly trying to hope to get more playing time.
Well, Noah, I'd say it has worked. He's been pretty good, and helps out the Kutztown running as well.
And DeGalbo takes it on 2nd and 7, finds more space. And another good run by Colin DeGalbo. We'll give another fresh set of downs, mark him down at East Stroudsburg's 47.
Absolutely. Some very good maneuvers there by Colin DeGalbo to avoid tackling.
Territory is the 47. It will be a first down for the Bears, first and 10.
So as we got 4.5 minutes to go here before halftime, DeGalbo will hand it off to McNeil.
Davis McNeil on the
and get the gain of at least 5. So it'll be second down and 7.
To the 44. Second and 7.
I got to say, Noah, coming into this game, I didn't expect such an overwhelming amount of rushing and option plays, but it seems to have worked.
Certainly the rushing defense has been exhausted so far, but for East Stroudsburg. It'll be 2nd and 7. Galbo will hand it off again to McNeil. This time loses, or at least gets back to the line of scrimmage. So now it'll be a 3rd down and 7.
McNeil comes out for Neblett.
So far in this season, the East Stroudsburg has given up at least 128 rushing yards. That's at least 8th best in the PSAC. So certainly, coming into this game, Jim Clements was got to be thinking that you got to attack him on the run game, and so far it's really paid off.
Absolutely, no. Hit him where it hurts, and it seems to have been working.
All right, so calling to Galbo. It's on a 3rd and 7. We'll step back, find Anderson, or actually no, Smith, and he'll get the 1st down and be marked down at the 36-yard line. Getting to see a lot of Brandon Smith today.
Yeah, Noah, I really do have to say, we have not seen a lot of him earlier in the season, but he seems to have come all into his own with a fantastic catch earlier in the game.
No, yeah, he's definitely going to be getting more playing time after his performance today. So it'll be a fresh set of downs at the East Stroudsburg 37, 1st and 10. Neblett in the backfield. The Galbo will hand it off. Oh, actually, hold on to it. Really looks like just short of the 1st down, so get the gain of at least 8. So 2nd down and 2. Mark him down at the 29-yard line.
Brilliant fake there, Noah. Had everyone fooled, including us.
Yeah, these option plays have done really well for DeGalbo, and yeah, I thought he headed it off right to Neblett on that last play. We come down to 2 minutes left, trying to see if Kutztown can add anything else. So it'll be 2nd and 2. DeGalbo will take and run with it like he hasn't done all day, and he'll go all the way down to the 15-yard line. Another set of downs for the Golden Bears.
I got to say, throughout the first couple games that we've seen, and including today against such a strong team, I'd say we've been overachieving, Noah, and everything is down to the quarterbacking prowess of Colin DeGalbo, as well as the star receivers that are receiving for him.
So certainly this defense of East Stroudsburg has just not been able to stop the run so far, as none of their defensive ends in either Aiden Hayward or Deshaun McCarthy have been able to find Colin DeGalbo or any of the running backs.
Interesting to see that Kutztown is placing all receivers on one side.
Penalty marker down.
As it looks like they tried to get the snap off maybe before a delay of game. It looks like they probably were unable to do that, as there was a flag on the play, but it looks like Kutztown may have used a timeout.
There's no foul on the play, so Kutztown timeout before the snap starts. Timeout, Kutztown, starts timeout.
So it looks like a bit of trouble for the microphones for the refs, but looks like that was going to be a delay of game, but Kutztown just gave up on their timeouts as we come down to a minute 15 to go. Really a good time management by Jim Clements, if I had to say so. Just keeping his offense on the field and allowing Colin DeGalbo to just run out the clock and score points at the same time.
Absolutely. And we know for a fact that in the first quarter, Kutztown had 8 minutes to East Stroudsburg's close to 7. So it seems that they have been using the time efficiently.
Yeah, and I think so far in this quarter, I think East Stroudsburg maybe only had the ball once in this quarter, so really not good for East Stroudsburg. They need to hold on to the ball more if they want to try and stay in this game.
Absolutely, Noah. East Stroudsburg still only has 1 first down on the day.
Thursday night versus Mercy.
So now it'll be 1st down and 10 from East Stroudsburg 16.
By the KU dance team and the Kutztown University marching unit.
Trying to add another touchdown that extended to 5 scores right before halftime. DeGalbo will step back. puts it up for McElroy, and he catches it for another touchdown for the Kutztown Golden Bears. I believe his third touchdown pass on the day for DeGalbo. Phenomenal. DeGalbo is certainly looking amazing here, and the fans are loving it.
Absolutely, Noah. He really, really has shown us that he's not only just a rushing quarterback, but he also can throw it where it needs to be thrown.
But a good catch by Mason McElroy, adding another touchdown to his score sheet for his name. The communications major. Done really well. And Krisic will kick the extra point and is good. A 35-3 lead. And all I could say is if you expected this to be the score between these two top teams, I would have thought you were crazy.
Absolutely, Noah. I thought we were going to be facing something along the lines of like a 28-21 sort of scenario, going either way, actually.
No, yeah, certainly. I mean, a top game that, hasn't lived up too much in East Stroudsburg. I mean, they just haven't been able to get past this Kutztown Golden Bears defense. And, first Kutztown forced a fumble thanks to Turber Ortiz, and then Palmer almost got an interception, but it was turned back because of a penalty. But now on that last play, East Stroudsburg were driven back all the way for like 30 yards on a big sack and penalties, and they just nothing has gone their way, at least offensively, besides that one drive with a field goal.
Absolutely, Noah.
Bender and Lopez are the deep backs.
And even still, that one drive could have been turned completely around by that interception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually, if it wasn't for the penalty on that interception, the East Stroudsburg Warriors would probably have 0 points right now.
It's shocking to say for a team that on average scores 40 points per game.
Yeah. It is also, I believe, leading in touchdowns leads in touchdowns and extra points and points.
Well, I don't know if they will be after today.
As will be fielded at the 2-yard line. They're at least third, I believe, at least in those scoring plays. But as the ball will be marked down at East Stroudsburg's 19, and at this point, you got to hope for anything for East Stroudsburg to try and get something, as they got 1 minute before halftime. They got all their timeouts. And, a touchdown would really go a long way for this team, as they will get the ball first to start the second half.
Absolutely, Noah. Also, I'd like to point out the brick wall of Kutztown special teams that stopped the rusher from getting any farther.
As Cirillo will take the snap, finds his man, and he'll be marked out of bounds at the 31, but it's good enough for a first down for East Stroudsburg, as the catch was made by R.J. Sarajian.
Hard to believe, no, that's their second first down on the day.
No, yeah, it's just been a really long first half for the Warriors, and they just want to try and get something before halftime, as Buffalo gets the catch from Cirillo.
I like the play calling here by the first-year head coach. He's really, going conservative, short passes, trying to get out of bounds, savor the clock as you might.
As there is a flag on the play. So roughing the passer play will extend the first down marker, and the ball will go all the way at the end of the play because it's added at the end of the run. So it is first down for the Warriors, marked at the Kutztown 48. So definitely a big penalty to give up here on this drive right before halftime.
Absolutely, Noah. I can see actually them putting some points on the board with the amount of progress they've had thus far, only using up about 10 seconds of clock.
So right now it'll be first down and 10. Cirillo escaping pressure and had to throw it out. So it'll be second down and 10.
Intended for number 5, Devontae Robinson.
So certainly a roughing the passer play. They're certainly a big deal. Did you think it was roughing the passer, Jacob?
I could see how they could have done that. A lot of hard hits today on quarterbacks, but that was the first roughing the passer call, to my knowledge.
Okay, so, you mentioned earlier the rough hit on him, and at that point he was a runner, so he was taken into his own hands, Cirillo, on a running play earlier. So Cirillo will step back, finds his man, and it'll be brought down at the 45 as East Stroudsburg. He found Gunnar Angelovich out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So a gain of 3, 3rd and 7. Cirillo gets Bender.
I got to say, that was interesting that they didn't call a timeout on that play, being that they have all three of theirs.
Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to keep the play going. So it's 4th down and 4 after a gain of at least 2.
Now, no, if they can convert on this 4th down, I'd say that puts them somewhat into field goal range.
I mean, right now they are close, but it depends on how far and how good Jordan Walters really is on his field goal tries. So it will be 4th and 4 from the 42. Cirillo gets a quick pass as Gunnar Angelovich gets the first down as the clock is rolling.
Brought down by
and now it looks like East Stroudsburg will finally use one of those timeouts.
Now, Noah, Jordan Walters' longest on the season is a 49-yard field goal, which puts him at about that distance right now. Do you think he has the capability to put it through the uprights?
Well, right now, I mean, he did good earlier, but ultimately he's, right now the field goal is not on the mind of East Stroudsburg. They need touchdowns, so they would personally like to keep Walters off the field at least for an extra point. So, but right now this defense, I mean, the Kutztown defense hasn't given up much. At least got a good sack on Cirillo earlier, but then right now the roughing the passer has been probably the biggest blow on this defense. And a lot of credit for this defense for Kutztown University should go to Mike St. Germain, the defensive coordinator, who he spent this is his first year as the defensive coordinator for Kutztown University, and he spent 12 years at Lafayette.
Well, it shows the defense really has turned it around in the first half of the season.
So right now it'll be 1st down and 10 at the Kutztown 35. Cirillo going downfield, trying to find Buffalo, and it'll be incomplete, but a flag down, and it looks like it might be a pass interference on Kutztown.
I'd say he was heavily covered there. I can see if the refs are. I could see the refs calling this. Is what I was about to say. Very close to a reception actually for Buffalo, just off.
Pass interference, defense number 14. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
So it'll be a gain of 15 yards for East Stroudsburg after the pass interference.
The ball was marked at the 20-yard line. It will be a 1st
so
down.
Naeem Navarez gets called for the pass interference. So right now penalties, Kutztown's starting to get sloppy on this drive as 2 crucial penalties have moved the East Stroudsburg offense at least 20 yards or more.
I'd also argue that on the day they've been rather sloppy.
So Cirillo will take the snap. Is able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd down.
Now, with 8 seconds left on the clock, what do you think East Stroudsburg's play call is going to be here?
Well, I mean, ultimately it's just a pass because, I mean, you can't really do much else as if you do a run, then the time will run out.
Mm-hmm.
But now another timeout for East Stroudsburg as they may only have a chance now to get at least 1 or 2 plays off right before halftime. So certainly we saw that pass interference call. I mean, do you think there was really much on that pass interference? I mean, I know he sort of held on to him a bit, but do you think that he really deserved it, Jacob?
I would say so. It was a very easy call for the officials here. He was very close to actually catching it, though. So it's kind of a toss-up, but I'd say the officials made the right call, Noah.
All right, so 2nd down and 9 for East Stroudsburg. Cirillo will take a snap, throws it toward the sideline, and it'll be incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down.
That's incomplete.
Actually hit a tuba on the sideline with the Kutztown band.
Now, yeah, the bands get on the sideline, and certainly wouldn't want to break that piece of band equipment.
Absolutely.
So now East Stroudsburg will go for the field goal as Jordan Walters will try and at least get 3 more points for the Warriors.
He's been good earlier on the day. Let's see what he can do now.
They take the snap. Walters kicks it, and it is good. So something to at least build up for East Stroudsburg as we reach halftime with the Golden Bears leading 35 over East Stroudsburg's 6 points. So certainly a blowout of a game, but it is far from over, and East Stroudsburg will get the ball first to start the second half. So we will come back after the break a little before the second half, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after the half.
You're listening to the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR's presentation of Golden Bears football. Stick around.
Avalanche, Kutztown University's very own mascot, is available to appear at your event. Whether it's a birthday party, grand opening, or town parade, inviting Avalanche will add in extra fun and entertainment for people of all ages. Also, kids can join Avalanche's Golden Bear Cub Club, which allows them to become junior members of the KU team. Make everyone's experience golden by visiting kutztown.edu/avalanche. Once again, that's kutztown.edu/avalanche.
Stop by the KU campus store or Dixon Marketplace any Monday following a home football game to receive 5% off KU apparel for every touchdown the Golden Bears score. The Paw Bucks discount is offered win or lose with a minimum discount of 15% and a maximum discount of 40%. The KU campus store and Dixon Marketplace are divisions of the nonprofit affiliate of Kutztown University, KUSSI. All purchases benefit KU students.
You're listening to the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. Did you miss a show? Want to hear your favorite shows on your time? Check out our Mixcloud page where you can hear select programming on your schedule. Mixcloud is a digital audio streaming platform service rethinking radio. Just go to mixcloud.com/KU radio and click on the show that you want to hear. KUR, the radio voice of Kutztown University.
No matter what the season, it's never too early to start planning your next vacation. Dream Vacations Main Street Getaways says they have the best vacation deals in town. 610-781-6950, online at mainstreetgetaways.com, or at their office on Main Street.
Local news on your news leader here in northeastern Berks County. My name is Madison. In the news today, November 9th, 2019 celebrates the 30th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. In honor of the occasion, Kutztown University is proud to host Consul General David Gill at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, November 13th in the Schaefer Auditorium. Doors will be open to the public at 6 p.m. Mr. Gill witnessed the fall of the Berlin Wall and participated in the peaceful revolution which facilitated the reunification of East and West Germany. After the reunification, Mr. Gill continued to serve in political offices in Germany for the benefit of all German people. He is currently serving as German Consul General in New York, responsible for consular and legal assistance for U.S. and German citizens within Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and the Bahamas. Many of the stories Mr. Gill will discuss during his presentation have been preserved as part of an oral history project at the Goethe Institute, promoting the study of Germany abroad and encouraging international culture exchange with multiple locations in major U.S. cities and worldwide. We'll check the news again coming up within an hour on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
In addition to the online home for Kutztown University athletics, KUBears.com, there are several ways to follow the Golden Bears through social media. Find out about KU Athletics on Twitter by following @KU Golden Bears. Become a fan on Facebook by searching for and liking Kutztown University Athletics. Finally, check out how to sign up for email and mobile phone updates at KUBears.com. Stay in touch with the Kutztown Golden Bears.
Here at KUR, we like to think that we're doing something that not many of those corporate-owned radio stations out there do any longer, providing our listeners with local content produced by local KU students and staff, interspersed with some of the finest and national content out there, all rolled up into one great package we call KUR. From our lovably popular daytime format called Radio for Pets, to mornings with Tom Hartman every weekday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. discussing the day's news, opinion, and debate, to all of the great student specialty shows which range from rock to independent music to R&B to K-pop to dance to smooth jazz and more, right down to various educational talk programs interviewing campus newsmakers and live sports on the weekend, KUR is the perfect package. Check out our on-air schedule by going to our website at www.kutztown.edu/KUR. That's www.kutztown.edu/KUR and click on the schedule. And if you ever have any comments about our programming, something we're doing that you like or don't like, just let us know. Send us an email to KUR@kutztown.edu. That's KUR@kutztown.edu. Thanks for listening to your campus and community radio station right here in northeastern Berks County. The radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR Kutztown.
Since the early 70s, Friends Incorporated, located at 658D Noble Street in Kutztown, has helped thousands of families in northeastern Berks County strengthen relationships with themselves and their community through a wide range of outreach services. Every family and individual is offered case management services, food pantry assistance, counseling, support groups, and program referrals. Contact Friend Incorporated at 610-683-7790. That's 610-683-7790. Or visit their website, www.friendinc.org. Friend Incorporated, helping our neighbors to strengthen our community.
The Kutztown University Department of Social Work is proud to host the upcoming 8th Annual Social Work in the Global Environment Conference on November 1st in MSU 218. The conference aims to contribute to the local global perspective in social work, utilizing the strategy of thinking globally and acting locally. This year's conference in particular will focus on the well-being of children and families, global local responses, and protective measures. The event will offer 6 continuing education credits for social workers, marriage and family therapists, and professional counselors. Pre-registration is required on the Kutztown University Social Work Department events page.
Don't you hate it when you listen to those other radio stations with those fancy schmancy corporate weather forecasts?
This is Dr. Joe Hurricane from Super Accurate Weather Incorporated telling you it's going to be clear as a whistle all day. Beautiful weather!
Only to walk out the door and be greeted with this? Guess you should have listened to Monsoon Mike on KUR. Local weather from KUR's own weather expert, Monsoon Mike, every hour. It's right here on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Sheetz is proud to support the Kutztown University Golden Bears. Come to Sheetz and taste the made-to-order difference. Our 24/7 touchscreen menu is made to order fresh and offers a variety of taste bud favorites from chicken sandwiches and burgers to salads, subs, and breakfast sandwiches, all prepared with any combination of toppings you can dream up, customized to your exact specifications. Stop by after the game. Stop by anytime, all day, every day. Exercise your taste buds. There's something for everyone at Sheetz. Sheetz, feel the love.
Thinking about graduate school? Kutztown University offers a variety of programs that offer excellent career preparation. Visit kutztownmasters.com to learn more or email graduate@kutztown.edu with questions.
Hand in hand we'll go, dancing through the Milky Way.
To get the most up-to-date and in-depth information about the Kutztown University Golden Bears, visit KU Athletics online at kubears.com. KUbears.com features extensive coverage for all 21 of Kutztown University's NCAA varsity sports. The website also features video content and allows fans to follow select games through live statistics. Be sure to check out the Kutztown Golden Bears at kubears.com. Go Bears, go!
With a varied membership and immense class, the passion for bringing music into the hearts of our community ties the Kutztown University Orchestra together. KUO brings to campus the great symphonic works from the Baroque to the present. Overtures, symphonies, suites, guest soloists, and newly commissioned works are regularly performed. The orchestra holds free concerts on campus every semester in Schaefer Auditorium. Follow us on Facebook at Kutztown Orchestra for more information. This message was brought to you by the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
KU football fans, did you know that all purchases made at the KU campus store benefit KU students? The campus store is a division of the nonprofit affiliate of Kutztown University, KUSSI. Surplus from KUSSI's operations is given back to students in the form of scholarships, student activities, and campus athletics. From competitive textbook options to KU apparel and gifts, KU Campus Store is your source for everything KU.
Programming on KUR provided in part by the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce, 610-683-8860.
Local news on your newsletter here in northeastern Berks County. My name is Madison. In the news today, Kutztown University Associate Professor of Anthropology and Sociology, Dr. Jennifer R. Schlegel, will speak at the October edition of the Spirit on Tap series on Sunday, October 13th at 3 p.m. at the Doubletree Hotel, located on 701 Penn Street, Reading, Pennsylvania. The event is free and open to the public. Dr. Schlegel began work studying and fighting hate speech as an active citizen in the mid-90s, when she realized the Ku Klux Klan was active in her own community of Boyertown. She joined the Boyertown Area Unity Coalition, participating in Project Lemonade, a fundraising campaign designed to turn hate speech into revenue, funding anti-hate groups. For more information on the Spiritual Exploration Project, Soul Cafe, and other Spirit on Tab events, check out the season flyer or contact Dr. Harry L. Serio at HLSERIO@AOL.com or 610-944-7032. That is 610-944-7032. We'll check the news again coming up within an hour on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Attention December graduates. KUSSI is sponsoring the Fall 2019 Graduation Festival on Tuesday, October 29th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the multi-purpose room of the McFarland Student Union. The Graduation Festival is a one-stop shop for all of your December graduation needs. You'll be able to verify the status of your graduation application, purchase your cap and gown, receive graduation tickets, order your class ring and announcements, and much, much more. The festivities will include giveaways and a chance to win one of our great graduation gift packages. All December graduates are encouraged to attend the Grad Fest, but if you are unable to attend this event or would like more information, contact Laurel Walker, Auxiliary Services Coordinator for KUSSI, at 484-646-4338. That number once again, 484-646-4338. Congratulations, Golden Bears. We'll see you at Grad Fest. In 1923, David Javich opened a two-man butcher shop called the Carlisle Meat Market. The mission of Giant Supermarket remains the same today as it did on opening day: offer the best products at the fairest price. With more than 200 stores, Giant has grown to become one of the largest grocers in the region. Giant's commitment starts and ends with you, the customers. For over 90 years, Giant has worked to provide you with unmatched selection, quality, and value every time you visit one of our stores. Golden Bear fans, be sure to visit Giant's new 50,000 square foot store, open 24 hours daily, just a half-mile west of campus on Kutztown Road. Giant. Quality, selection, and savings.
Did you know you can hear us on your phone? You can listen to KUR directly on your phone by calling 563-999-3103. Phone charges may apply. The radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Check out the Kutztown University Rohrbach Library's website for everything you need to know about the Rohrbach Library, from simple things like library hours to more advanced things like PC availability, print quotas, citation information, links to Rohrbach Library's mobile applications, the Rohrbach Library Facebook page, and much, much more. It's all at kutztown.edu/library. That's kutztown.edu/library. The Rohrbach Library is a great public service to all Kutztown students, faculty, and staff, as well as the Kutztown community. Show your maroon and gold pride. Be sure to check out Kutztown Athletics apparel across various outlets in Lehigh and Berks counties. KU Golden Bears gear can now be purchased at Walmart in Temple and Boscov's in Berks County and the Lehigh Valley. Also, Kutztown gear is available at the official headquarters for KU Gear, the KU Student Bookstore located on the scenic KU campus. Make sure to stock up on your maroon and gold apparel this fall and be ready for the new year. The Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce is your premier resource and voice for trusted local business. The Chamber advances regional economic and cultural growth through supportive collaboration with business and community organizations, as well as government. For more information, call the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce at 610-683-8860. That's 610-683-8860, or visit their website at northeastberkschamber.com.
Tick, 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 tick. You wind up a clock, let it go, and hear it tick. How often do we think that God has done the same with us? God created the world so long ago. Now he's done. God has stepped back and let creation unfold. This Thursday at 7 at St. Christopher Newman Center, across from Old Main, we will show you how that's not the case. God is working in our lives and speaking to us still in sacred scripture. So join us this Thursday at 7 at St. Christopher Newman Center, across from Old Main, to hear the clock strike.
And welcome back to the coverage of the PSAC conference matchup between East Stroudsburg Warriors and Kutztown Golden Bears, as we are at halftime. Kutztown leading 35-6 over the Warriors. Right now it has been a one-sided affair, but this game is still far from over. Thank you for joining us, everyone, here on KUR. I'm Noah Pegler, alongside me, Jacob Leibowitz. And right now, as we were looking over the second at the staff's board halftime, you notice Colin DeGalbo has gained over at least 103 yards while also passing for 133. That is amazing. And right now at this pace, he's got to be up there for another chance to win the Eastern Conference PSAC Offensive Athlete of the Week.
Absolutely, Noah. You also have to count that rushing touchdown he had earlier in the game, finishing off the amazing catch by Pilkerton, as well as his 3 thrown touchdowns.
Yes, and also phenomenal catching, as you mentioned earlier, from Jack Pilkerton, Jerry Kapp, and even Brandon Smith, as they've all made phenomenal catches near the end zone, and even getting touchdowns as well. Mason McElroy also getting a touchdown in this game, as right now you look at the offense for East Stroudsburg. Right now, Jake Cirillo, he's 10 for 14. He's only thrown for 56 yards. His longest was 16. Right now, I mean, that's not much from the passing game. They need a lot more than that if they want to stay in this game. And then the running game, Cirillo has actually got the most running yards as well. I mean, he's definitely a dual-threat quarterback, kind of like Colin DeGalbo, but certainly not on the same scale as, like, at least their level of play right now.
Absolutely, especially being here at home at Andre Reed Stadium. The East Stroudsburg team seems to have not shown up, honestly.
Yeah, right now I'm looking around out-of-town scoreboard, looking around what's going on in PSAC. Today we have Lock Haven taking on Millersville. Right now a matchup that's, I believe, between two teams that are in last place in the PSAC Eastern Conference. Bloomsburg is taking on Westchester, as Westchester could actually be in second place after today, because right now with Kutztown leading by so many points, Shippensburg plays rival Shepherd. And then also going on is IUP take on Slippery Rock. That game actually starting at 2 o'clock, along with Mercyhurst taking on Edinburgh. And then Gannon taking on Seton Hill. That game actually starts at 4 o'clock. And then Clarion taking on Cal U at 4 o'clock. So some other games going on throughout today. Certainly, these teams are all just trying to keep up with some of the top teams. Like I know Slippery Rock's doing well, I believe. So is IUP in the Western Conference. So right now, Kutztown, this is their chance to get back into first place, and right now they're showing strong signs of doing so.
Absolutely, Noah. I'm sure that if the second half proceeds much like the first, we'll all have our eye on that Westchester game to see where they fall. Yeah, I believe that Westchester game is coming up in about a few weeks when you now mention it. So right now, this offense has done really well. Jim Clements and Marcel Quarterman, the offensive coordinator, they've just done really well with the play calling. Is a really well thought out team of just doing their job and just being very smart with the plays. And every time they've made a mistake, they've capitalized on it. So it's very good for Kutztown. Absolutely, Noah. Even when penalties have pushed back both the offense and more specifically the defense, we've still been able to recover and recover well. Yeah, so
looking at the upcoming schedule for Kutztown University, after today, they will travel to Lock Haven next weekend. And then 2 weeks from now, we got homecoming here at Kutztown. Definitely a fun time here at Kutztown University as we take on Shippensburg.
Fantastic, yeah. Homecoming, a lot of tailgates, a lot of parties, a lot of alumnus actually come back as it is a homecoming.
Yes, but then the next week, you mentioned it, Westchester, November 2nd. We actually might be traveling to that game. We're not confirming it yet, but it would be really nice if we get to call that game. So
absolutely. And if Westchester season persists much like I expect Kutztown season to persist, it will be one hell of a game.
Well, it's going to be very good, and both teams just playing really well. But right now, we mentioned earlier that this coaching staff of East Stroudsburg were actually former players. So before we start into the second half, we'll mention that you had Jimmy Terwilliger. He spent his first year. This is actually his first year as head coach, as we mentioned. He spent the last 3 years as a defensive back coach, and then 1 year as the associate head coach, and then before taking over as head coach. He's been here for 5 years. So he set a school record for consecutive seasons with 3,000 yards of total offense in each of his 4 seasons playing here at East Stroudsburg. And in total, he's thrown for 14,350 yards. So, I mean, really good what he's done at the playing level. Now he's just got to translate it into the coaching level to try and help Jake Cirillo.
Absolutely. If the head coach was actually in the quarterback position today, I feel as though it might have been a different game with those kind of stats.
Well, certainly, but I mean, that was back in 2005. And then I mentioned earlier, Mike Terwilliger, his father is actually the offensive coordinator and the assistant coach. He's actually been offensive coordinator since at least 2001. And his record as a quarterback was 34-1. And I also mentioned, in 1975, 1976, he led his East Stroudsburg to an undefeated season.
Well, Noah, I would say they really need all of his assistants right now to see if they can maintain this undefeated record they started the year out with. It's not looking good for them.
Yeah, but right now also their defensive coordinator and Mike Lackey, right now, it's just this defense has not been able to do anything for East Stroudsburg. I mean, every time that they've gotten a chance to shut down Kutztown, Colin DeGalbo has either run the ball, and, well, he's mostly run the ball, but they keep getting first downs and just unable to shut him down.
Very interesting to see how the second half plays out, because, as we all know, this offense has been high-powered in previous games, and if we can do that to them in one half, I'm not discounting they can do that to us.
Well, certainly we might see DeGalbo for at least a couple more drives. We might get to see Jake Novak like we have here at Kutztown when we've had blowouts come around here at Andre Reed. And as we mentioned earlier, East Stroudsburg will get the ball first to start this second half.
Now, I got to say, we haven't seen much of Jake Novak today. In previous games, he has starred, but hasn't had a single reception today.
Yeah, well, wherever he is, I mean, he may be injured. I'm not sure, so. But right now, I mean, Brandon Smith and the other guys have filled in his spot really well. But now it's time for the second half as Krisich will kick it off to start this second half. And Bender will get it out of the backfield. And then he'll continue to stay up as he avoided the pressure and then gets brought down finally at the 32-yard line. So good field position to start out for the Warriors of East Stroudsburg.
Absolutely, Noah. It looks like this team may have a little bit of fight in them yet, if that's any indication.
Certainly, because you always want to come out with energy starting the second half because momentum is crucial in everything. And sports, it's a major part of trying to get a successful game plan.
Absolutely, Noah. If they can score off of this drive, I can see this game getting a little bit closer.
And now, so it'll be Jake Cirillo, the redshirt sophomore, as he hands it off to Robinson, and Robinson will get a gain of at least 4. So they'll at least go down at the 36-yard line, so it'll be second down and 6. Cirillo loses the snap behind him. He loses it, and the fumble's recovered by Kutztown. So certainly not the way you want to start this second half.
Absolutely.
And you just gave away a quick fumble on the second play of this drive. And Kutztown with great field position. They will be marked down at the East Stroudsburg 22.
I got to say, Noah, nothing has gone in the way of East Stroudsburg today. However, a lot of penalty calls have been assisting them through Kutztown's defense. But regardless, the defense looks strong, healthy, and out here to take the ball back.
Yeah, as the good fumble recovery for Kutztown. So now as Colin DeGalbo will head back out there very quickly in this first part of the third quarter. As a switch play, McElroy gives it to Cap, and he'll throw it up to Pilkerton, and Pilkerton unable to bring it down. It'll be incomplete. So they tried to do almost like a Philly special, but with the tight end.
Yeah.
But so it didn't work as Pilkerton was unable to get past the defender.
I do have to say, Jack Pilkerton might be kicking himself for that. It was so close. And he looks to actually be coming off the field.
So, well, I mean, certainly probably just a different change of plays, but now DeGalbo will get another chance. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 22. Neblett in the backfield sets a man in motion. As Neblett gets another handoff, and he'll find some room, and he'll be brought down, I believe, just short of the first down, as it'll be 3rd and 1, brought down at the 14-yard line.
You know, Noah, I really do like Jim Clement's play call through this second half thus far, even though it's only been 2 plays. You know, have the guys do a trick play or something like that. Get them a little bit more enticed in the game, something a little different to throw East Stroudsburg, A, off their pace, and B, let the guys have a little fun, you know?
Certainly, Jacob, as trick plays are always try to keep the defense, you said, on their toes. So now it'll be 3rd and 1. DeGalbo takes the snap, holds on to it, avoids a big hit by this defense of East Stroudsburg, but he loses at least 3 yards, and it will be 4th down.
Even though they didn't bring him down, I'm sure he'll be feeling that in the morning.
Yes, but I will say it was amazing that DeGalbo was able to stay on his feet, as it was a hard hit by the defender.
I'm even more amazed that he was able to hold on to the ball. We've had a lot of loose balls today, and DeGalbo seems to not be wanting to be a part of that.
Brendan Schaefer had the hard hit out of Middletown, Pennsylvania. He intends to major in nursing, so there you go. Nursing and football work together. So now is 4th down. The Golden Bears are going for it. DeGalbo escapes pressure, trying to get to the first down, and he'll get it. And it'll be a 1st down for the Golden Bears. And he'll be brought down at the 11-yard line.
Great spatial awareness there to avoid the collapsing pocket. He actually almost hurdled a defender there to get over him. Fantastic stuff.
So far, Colin DeGalbo just showing his presence on the field by just knowing how to read a play properly.
Timeout for measurement.
And actually, as we look at the play, it looks like they may have to measure it. He may not have gotten the first down. I thought he did. So now they'll have to bring up the chain gang.
Regardless, I'm still sure that we're probably going to go for it on a 4th and inches.
Well, no, that was 4th down, so it'd be a turnover on downs. So
my mistake.
The refs try to figure it out. You may have to use the index card, kind of like Gene Steratore on that Sunday night football game against the Cowboys and Raiders. And it is short. It'll be a turnover on downs. So now East Stroudsburg, finally a defensive stop that they needed after a crucial fumble on a terrible snap. So now East Stroudsburg will get the ball back at their own 12-yard line.
Absolutely, Noah. This might just be the thing that starts them off in the second half. Like you said earlier, momentum is key in every professional sport, and football is no exception. So let's just hope that the guys out there for East Stroudsburg can come up to the plate, if you will.
Now is another chance for Cirillo. The first down, he'll step back for a throw. And he gets his man, and he gets dragged back by this Kutztown defense. as R.J. Sarajian gets brought down. And they'll mark him down at the forward progress of 5 yards, so they'll mark him down at the 18. As we are just 3 minutes through with 12:30 left to go. The score is Kutztown 35, East Stroudsburg 6. And as the pass is right for Devontae Robinson, it's incomplete. Again, another pass behind as Cirillo so far, if you've noticed, he's thrown like 3 passes a little bit too behind his wide receivers for them to make the catch.
I have, Noah, and it causes the receiver to have to put their body in an awkward position in order to make the catch, and oftentimes they don't.
And so far, it's probably been one struggle. Cirillo just needs to know that you got to throw it in front of the wide receiver to get that momentum and get going. So it's 3rd down and 5. Cirillo will hand it off to Robinson, and Robinson gets the first down. So getting a first down right there off of the run play, and it will be a fresh set of downs for East Stroudsburg. Mark him down at the 24.
You know, in the passing game for Cirillo, I think he's just got to get those bugs out of his head, let him, gain his confidence back that he hasn't really shown much in the first half. Let's see what they can do.
All right, so now it'll be a new set of downs for Cirillo. Got one man in the backfield. And he'll throw it to his man, and he'll be brought down, number 25, as it will be Anglovich brought down at the 26.
Number 47, Luke Snyder.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8.
To the 27.
As Gunnar Anglovich from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, went to Liberty High School. He's majoring in criminal justice. And before today, he had 2 touchdowns with a run long of 10 yards. As Cirillo on 2nd down, trying to go downfield to Anglovich, but is a little too far for him as it'll be incomplete. And now 3rd down and 7 for the Warriors.
Number 23, Wilkerson defending. 3rd down.
Now, Noah, do you think the next play that they're going to go for will be a mid-range, about 5 to 10 yard pass? Or do you think they're just going to have to go all for it?
Okay, so you're asking if they're going to do a check down. I would probably say that you would have to. I mean, you could do a check down right here, but right now, anything to get a first down at this point is crucial, or at least key. Cirillo gets the snap, trying to go downfield, and is caught by Bender, and it will be a first down all the way to Kutztown's 49 after at least a 25-yard pass. So, wasn't the best pass, but definitely something that the Warriors of East Stroudsburg needed.
Definitely a momentum booster, and I hope to see East Stroudsburg's offense roll based on that play.
As it was Reese Bender out of Manheim Township. As Cirillo tried to find Robinson, it's incomplete. Robinson wanted a pass interference, but they're not going to get it, as it will be 2nd down and 10.
Very hard hit there. I could have seen that go either way.
Certainly could have used a challenge, kind of like in the NFL, as they have that rule now.
Absolutely.
So now we got 10:45 to go, as Kutztown is leading 35-6 here in the 3rd quarter. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 48-yard line of Kutztown. Cirillo steps back, and he'll tuck it and run with it, and then is able to keep the ball with him as he gets brought down at the 44. So it'll be 3rd down and 4, or 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5 at least.
3rd and 6.
So 3rd and 6 on after a gain of 4. So right now another 3rd down for East Stroudsburg. I believe they were 0 for 2 in the first half earlier on 3rd down. So Cirillo had to escape pressure, gets a pass up for Buffalo, and it looks like a flag on the play, and it looks like it will be a pass interference on Kutztown's Key Cox Cohen.
Number 4, Key Cox Cohen defending. Penalty marker.
I got to say, Noah, I could really see this penalty going, but honestly, I feel as though the hit earlier, which was not called, actually might have been worse.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if you saw in that last play, I believe Cox Cohen actually did have a grab on the jersey. Did grab it on Javier Buffalo.
And as we all know, that is quite an indication that a pass interference should be called.
Pass interference, defense number 4.
On the walk-off, the ball is marked at the 29.
So now the ball will be placed at the Kutztown 29-yard line. And a fresh set of downs for the Warriors. So again, another penalty crucial on this defense that's starting to help this Warriors team move downfield. As Buffalo's in motion. Cirillo holds on to it, and it'll be brought down after at least a gain of 3. So after a 3-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 7 at Kutztown's 26.
I got to say, Noah, Kutztown's defense has been doing well in stopping the run and indeed stopping passes. However, the defense has been very, very sloppy in their play. A lot of penalties called, a lot of detriment.
To mention it earlier, East Stroudsburg was 0 for 4 on 3rd downs, but now at least 1 for 5. As Cirillo escaping pressure phenomenally and gets Buffalo on the far side, and he'll be brought down after a gain of at least 4, but it'll be 3rd down and 3.
I got to say, Noah, East Stroudsburg has come out in this half and really shown us why they're 5-0. They're starting to march down the field, get a little bit of confidence, get the ball rolling, and it seems to have been working thus far.
All right, so as it's 3rd and 4, Cirillo will take it and try to find his man. It'll be incomplete.
Intended for number 787, R.J. Sorokin.
As R.J. Sorokin was unable to get the ball, and it'll be 4th down. And then, again, another pass behind him, if you would say.
Mm-hmm. We've seen some good parts by quarterback Jake Cirillo, but also we've seen some bad throws by him as well. So we'll have to see where he goes.
All right, so they're going for it on 4th down. 4th and 4. They have to go for it at this point. Cirillo gets his man and will get the 1st down as at number 82, Ezekiel Lopez out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, gets the 1st down, and that moves the chains for the Warriors.
I got to say, he was very, very close to staying in on that play. Very good by the defense to get him out before he could run and increase the yardage on that play.
As we're coming to the halfway point of the 3rd quarter, Cirillo throws it, finds his man,
has completed
as Sergian gets a gain of at least 5 or 6. So it'll be 2nd down and 4. Mark him down at Kutztown's 11.
Now let's see if East Stroudsburg can do what Kutztown's been doing all day, scoring touchdowns.
Very simply put, I will say, Jacob. So right now, Cirillo for the 2nd and 4. Goes back to the pass. Gets the pass away, but it'll be incomplete as he received pressure right away by this defensive line of Kutztown. So it'll be 3rd down for the Warriors.
3rd down.
So, Jacob, what do you think they're going to call on this one? I mean, you've gone to the passing game on the last few, so do you think you try and trust your running game on this one?
Well, as you said earlier, the head coach, former quarterback. His father, the offensive coordinator, former quarterback. It looks like they're going to be looking to pass this because the passing game has worked for them in the past, and let's see if it keeps going.
All right, so Cirillo will be, you got a man in the backfield in Robinson, and as they tried to run a play action or option, they fumbled it, but Cirillo was able to keep it, but now it'll be 4th down for East Stroudsburg.
Actually, no, I feel like my play call might have actually worked in that instance. Sad to see the play fall apart like that.
Yeah, right there. They tried to do an option play, but obviously I think Cirillo, I guess he was supposed to hand it off to Robinson, but I guess didn't get a good grip on it or whatever. So, but they didn't. But they were able to keep on the ball to hold on to it. But now it's 4th down and 9 as they will go for it. With 7 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter.
Electric in the stadium.
Cirillo steps back, finds his man in the middle, and will be caught as his first down as Saridjian gets the first down, and it'll be first and goal at the Kutztown 3.
Cool, calm, and composed passing right there. He did exactly what he needed to do when he needed to do it.
So a very good job on a fourth down conversion. Right now, that's East Stroudsburg's actually 2 for 2 on fourth down today.
Timeout. Kutztown. Their first yard timeout.
So Kutztown taking a break after a tough drive for their defense. It's probably the longest they've been on the field. They're probably exhausted and just trying to gain any momentum that they can to try and stop East Stroudsburg from putting any points on the field.
Absolutely, Noah. But it looks like East Stroudsburg seems that they just really need to punch this in to make this game competitive again.
No, they really do. And then trying to get through a defense of Kutztown University that has done really well. Looking at their defense, they're actually fifth best when it comes to giving up rushing yards. They've only given the average give up of rushing yards is about 95.8 yards per game, and then passing yards they only give up about 220.2 yards per game,
which is still a lot. But in the college game, not as much as you think.
Yeah, you would think it would be a lot more, especially after seeing the kind of play we've seen out of Colin DeGalbo, because he's just phenomenal at his ability to both run and pass. But, yeah, I mean, the defense has done really well, just holding teams to at least 200 yards.
Yeah, actually, funny you say that, Noah. We actually had about 133 passing yards in the first quarter compared to about 200 rushing yards. So it seems that they're going a little topsy-turvy on us.
All right, so it'll be first and goal. The ball is actually placed at the 1-yard line of Kutztown as they set up in I formation. Cirillo will actually hold on to it and finds the open space, and there you have it, touchdown, East Stroudsburg Warriors, as Cirillo just runs the play fake on the option play and runs it in himself. So East Stroudsburg finally getting a touchdown as we are here in the third quarter with 6:45 to go.
I got to say, great play call. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and Cirillo found the gap, found the blocks actually, and decided to punch it in for East Stroudsburg.
So now Jordan Walters with the extra point. As we wait the extra point, and Kutztown really trying to get maybe a block on here as the kick is up and is good. So now here we are in the third quarter. The score, KU at 35 with East Stroudsburg at 13. So this one is still far from over, even though it is a 22-point game. But it's good that East Stroudsburg so far, I mean, after the terrible snap that caused the fumble to allow Kutztown to get the ball, they forced a turnover on downs against Kutztown, and then they drove all the way downfield to get a touchdown, and with still plenty of time left in the third quarter.
Absolutely, Noah. They've started climbing the mountain, but they still got a long ways to go in order to get back into this game.
But definitely a touchdown finally coming as a rushing touchdown for Jake Cirillo.
We'll see if the momentum that Cirillo and the offense carried into this second half continues.
But right now, so far in this game, fumbles have actually been an issue for East Stroudsburg, as they have lost at least 3 fumbles in this. Well, they've fumbled the ball at least 4 times, and they've lost it twice in this game. So the turnovers have got to clean up for East Stroudsburg, but they did so far at least respond very well with that touchdown.
Absolutely. Not even to mention the interception that was very closely turned back.
Yeah. All right, so Walters now with the kickoff, and is Neblett in the backfield for Kutztown. And it'll be fielded at the end zone as he got some room to work with, and it'll be brought down at the 44. Very good starting position for the Golden Bears, as number 14 for Kutztown made a good job on that last play right there.
A lot of speed, a lot of blocks actually that really helped to open the field up for the receiver to just absolutely blitz the defense there.
As Naim Navarez has the kick returner, returned it for at least 44 yards. So good position to start at the 45. So it'll be first down for the Golden Bears. DeGalbo with the snap, gets Pilkerton, and he will get it for at least 5 yards, and he will be marked down at the 50.
Brought down by number 6, Jameer Brooks. Number 23, Darrell O'Donnell.
So it'll be second down and 5 at midfield.
Gain to midfield. 2nd and 5.
DeGalbo will hand it off to Neblett, and Neblett gets at least a gain of 3. So it'll be third down and 2.
Brought down by number 92, Isaiah Reed.
Always good seeing Kutztown heading over into enemy territory.
No, yeah, they certainly not a lot of. I don't think Kutztown's actually punted in this game so far.
I can't remember the time we have either, Noah.
So yeah, there's just really good offense and being able to put points on the board. But on that last drive was they were stopped on a turnover on downs. But here they face third down and 3. Another crucial chance here for Kutztown as DeGalbo will step back, trying to look downfield, and he gets brought down in a sack for East Stroudsburg. As it will be fourth down and 7.
A monstrous sack there. Almost every member of the defensive line getting a hit on DeGalbo right there.
No, yeah, certainly piling on. And as we mentioned, that they didn't have a punt before. Well, now they'll have to. So we sort of jinxed the team on this one. But now it will
say it into existence. Say it into existence.
So now it'll be fourth down and 8. Or fourth down and 7. So there'll be a punt by Kutztown University. Krisich will punt it away. Gets it away before a block. And this one will roll all the way out at the at least 3-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. Mark it right at the 5. So very good punt by Krisich to pin them back very deep. So very good punt.
Absolutely. Considering that was his first punt of the day, his leg seems well rested.
Yeah, his average punts are at least 43.3 yards. So very good by Dean Krisich.
Now let's see if this Golden Bears defense can stop where they failed to last time.
So right now we got 4:46 to go with the score. Kutztown Golden Bears 35 and East Stroudsburg Warriors 13. So very good that only 2 minutes came out the clock, and Cirillo can get back on the field. As you'll hand it off to Robinson, and he gets around through a hole, but he's only gets a gain of at least 3 yards. Mark him down at the 9-yard line, so it'll be second down, or the 8-yard line, so it'll be second down and 7.
Gain to the 8-yard line, 2nd and 7.
So right now, Devontae Robinson, definitely a big part of this offense for the East Stroudsburg, and made a few good runs. I think he's averaging about at least 4 yards per carry, so definitely a good part of this offense. As Buffalo tried to get the pass on the second down, 7, it'll be incomplete. So now third down and 7 for East Stroudsburg.
Third down.
I'd like to see what Kutztown's defense could do with this great position to maybe even get a safety if we're lucky.
Yeah, right now they just got to try and prevent another first down. As Cirillo gets away and finds Bender. It looks like he'll get the first down. So they'll move the chains on this one. So another good job on third down for East Stroudsburg. As I mentioned, they were 0 for 4 in the first half on third downs. Now they're really starting to turn it around.
Will be a first down for East Stroudsburg, 1st and 10.
So they'll be marked out at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. As Cirillo steps back and gets it to his man after a gain of at least 2 yards.
I got to say, Noah, Cirillo's really turned it around in the second half. A lot more precise completions. He hasn't really thrown behind anyone. We noticed that's been an issue in the first half. And the offense looks to be back to its prime.
As Cirillo takes the snap on a second down on a tight on a tight pocket by Ezekiel Lopez, makes the catch, a phenomenal catch on the sideline. So another first down for East Stroudsburg.
It took a lot of skill to keep at least 1 foot in there, and he kept 2.
Yeah, right now Ezekiel Lopez making a big name for himself on this drive. A redshirt sophomore out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, went to Frankfurt High School, majoring in health and physical education. As it goes out to Angelovic, so it'll be a gain of 1, and it will be second down and 9.
Palmer on the tackle.
We got 2 minutes and 38, 2.5 minutes to go. Coming down to the end of the third quarter. Certainly another score would help East Stroudsburg get back into this game right before the end of the quarter. So it'll be second down and 9 at East Stroudsburg's 38. Cirillo will hand it off to Robinson, and Robinson finds a hole after taking a hit, and he seems to be just short of the first down, so it'll be third and 1. Mark him down at the East Stroudsburg 46.
A lot of tackles that were actually going for him. It's really, really interesting to see that he stood up for as long as he did. Respectable run.
Yeah, took a hard hit and did really well to stay on his feet to carry the ball for at least 7 yards. Cirillo on third down finds his man in Sarajin and gets a first down. So right now really going well for this third quarter for East Stroudsburg as they move the chains again.
Now, Noah, what do you think this Kutztown defense needs to do in order to stop this revitalized East Stroudsburg offense?
Well, right now the pass defense has got to pick up. They're, I think, getting a little sloppy. I think they're just they were exhausted on that last drive, and the players are doing better to get away from pressure. So right now Bender gets that pass from Cirillo, and it will be marked down at the 37. So it'll be second down and 5.
With only about a minute and 15 left in the third quarter, do you think they'll score before the fourth quarter begins?
Right now I don't know. It's just not, I don't think the time's with them, and at this point they're just trying to hold on to the ball and get downfield.
Absolutely.
So right now second down and 5 for the East Stroudsburg Warriors. As that one was too far behind Buffalo, it will be incomplete, so third down now for the Warriors.
For Buffalo. Allen defending. Marker down.
So now we got 58 seconds left on the clock. Cirillo has done well so far, bouncing back after a tough first half. But as we mentioned earlier, he's run for 2 touchdowns before this game, now making it 3.
That's our one and only warning. Third down.
A lot of issues with the refs' mics today, eh, Noah?
So, yeah, I mean, some days it just doesn't work. But right now, get back to football. Cirillo's longest run was 38 yards. But right now he's still done well in the running game, but has only gotten, I think, runs of at least 7 yards per carry, or at least on some of those carries. So now it's a third down and 5 for the Warriors. They'll start play again as the clock keeps rolling. Cirillo steps back, has a flag on the play. It looks like it might be a false start against East Stroudsburg.
I got to say, Noah, the weather has really changed today. It started off very sunny. Now it's very overcast, like you said earlier.
As Ezekiel Lopez called for the false start, and then we'll move it back to the original line of scrimmage. So now, actually a little bit beyond that. So third and 11. So right now, not a good penalty for East Stroudsburg, as that is their second penalty of the day. Cirillo throws it downfield. Buffalo tried to get it, but he at least stopped it from being an interception by Cox Cohen.
Very, very close to being intercepted there. Definitely good passing defense. I think they're starting to step up.
So now it's 4th and 11, and the offense of East Stroudsburg is, for now, staying on the field with at least 26 seconds to go. definitely like the aggressive attitude by this East Stroudsburg team. They're 2 for 2 on fourth down attempts today.
Absolutely, Noah. When you're down by the amount they are with the amount of time we have left, they really have to go for broke here.
So here's the fourth down and 11. Cirillo, the pass is short, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So Kutztown defense repays them the favor. So Kutztown will get the ball at their own 41-yard line.
The Bears will take over on down from the 43.
Now, we haven't really, ever since the intense offense in the first quarter by this Kutztown offense, the second quarter was a little bit lackluster, only scoring one touchdown, which sounds a bit much, but you know. What do you think we'll be able to do in the second half?
Well, right now, I mean, they just want to continue to run out the clock as soon as possible and just put up more points on the board. So it is a first down and 10 at the 43-yard line of Kutztown. Got one man in the backfield. DeGalbo will hand it off to Neblett, and Neblett couldn't go anywhere. Loss of a yard, as it'll be second and 11. Now looking out there on the Kutztown offense, Diego Torres has been out on the field all day, but I don't think he's gotten a single reception.
Not even a look, actually.
Yeah, as the man out of York, Pennsylvania, has his favorite show to binge The Office. But so far this season, he's had 12 catches, 176 yards, and then has had at least one touchdown, and his longest pass was for 40 yards. But we haven't seen him a lot, so certainly we could see a lot more of him.
Absolutely, and with one quarter to go now that the third quarter just ended, this is going to be an interesting game to end.
So now, during when I was talking about Diego Torres, we reached the end of the third quarter. Only 15 minutes. Right now, the Eastern Conference title, or at least crown for now, is only 15 minutes away from going to the Golden Bears. So
absolutely, Noah.
It's going very good for Kutztown as DeGalbo is still out on the field.
And I have to give East Stroudsburg credit. This is the closest game we've seen at home all season, and it's still a mild blowout, if you will.
Well, so far when you think about it, I think against Assumption we only gave up like 16 points, and then against Gannon, I don't even know if we gave up double digits. So it'll be second and 11 for Kutztown at their own 42. DeGalbo will hold on to it and run with it, finds some room to work with, spins around, and gets brought down after a gain of at least 7. So it'll be a third down and 6.
You know, Noah, they look to just be having fun out there. I mean, I know that spin move didn't really work out for DeGalbo, but it's good to see that the guys are having fun out there, which, after all, should be a pretty sizable consideration as they are playing a sport.
So now it's third down and 6. And as they look back to the sideline to figure out what play they want to call, trying maybe an audible or whatever. So it's third down and 6 at the start of the fourth quarter. Score right now is Kutztown 35, East Stroudsburg 13. DeGalbo finds Pilkerton, and he'll get the first down. So very good by the Golden Bears as they find Pilkerton again. Has done phenomenal today between catching the ball, getting a first down, and has done really well.
A lot of amazing catches. I'd like to bring it back to Gannon earlier when he actually caught a ball directly over a defender followed by hurdling that defender. Fantastic player, and I'd like to see more of him in this fourth quarter.
All right, so the new set of downs at the East Stroudsburg 47 as you got Neblett in the backfield. Gabo takes the snap, hands it off to Neblett, and he'll get a gain of at least 4 yards. So second down and 6 at the 44. Now Keegan Harvin will step back into the game. Haven't seen him in a while. Just a good rotation of running backs into the game.
I gotta say, Noah, oftentimes we praise Colin DeGalbo for the amount of offense that he can generate on his lonesome. However, a lot of weapons in this offense, constantly switching in and out and doing what they can.
Yeah, so is a 2nd down and 6 for the Golden Bears. DeGalbo will hand it off to Harvin.
Number 28, Keegan Harvin.
And he'll gain at least 3 yards. So 3rd down and 5 for Kutztown. As so far on 3rd down conversions, I think they're at least
3rd and 5.
They were 6 for 7 in the first half, but I think so far they're at least 6 for 8. Or even 6 for 9 at this point. So it's 3rd and 5. With the clock winding, already 3 minutes off this clock. Not much time left for ESU to do something. As Neblett gets the catch. But it'll be 4th down after a gain of no yards. So it'll be 4th down, and the punting unit will head back onto the field.
Now, I'd like to see if Krisic can follow up with such a punt like he did last time, putting them at, I believe, the 3-yard line?
No, yeah, marked it down at the 5-yard line at least, so a very good punt by Dean Krisic. There's a high snap. Krisic able to get it downfield, and it will go all the way into the backfield for a touchback.
Hunters into the end zone for the touchback. Will take over from the...
So now we get to see another chance for Jake Cirillo, who has picked up the pace and has done really well to get East Stroudsburg some momentum in this game. But now he's got 12 minutes or 11 minutes and 20 seconds to go. With you're down by 22, they need to start playing a high-paced offense and get down the field really quick. He's got Robinson in the backfield with him. Cirillo will hand it off to Robinson. Get some space to work with. Cuts inside as he's brought down by Ortiz.
Brought down by Snyder and Kerber Ortiz.
And Snyder also on the tackle there.
Into the 24.
So I'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 at the East Stroudsburg 24. Robinson receives that pass from Cirillo on 2nd down. And Robinson switching fields, cuts it back toward the middle, and he gets brought down after at least a gain of a yard. So 3rd down and 5 for the Warriors.
I really like that attempt. I'm sad it didn't work out for the East Stroudsburg offense, but it seems to be pointing them in the right direction.
All right, on the 3rd down play, penalty flag comes out, and we'll see who it is against. It looks to the side judge.
We need a substitution defense. 5-yard penalty. The penalty results in the 1st down.
So another penalty costing this Kutztown defense a 1st down. So another set of downs given up by the penalty. Kutztown on the day have gotten at least 7 penalties, and it's just moved this team down the field really like a lot throughout this game.
I gotta say, Noah, penalties for this defense have really, really just been very detrimental.
As Cirillo with a new set of downs finds Buffalo, and he'll get at least a gain of 8 yards. A gain of 7 yards, actually, and it'll be 2nd down and 3. Mark him out at the East Stroudsburg 37.
2nd and 3.
As Cirillo, man in the backfield, gets a high snap, will take it and run with it, finds space, and finally gets brought down by Turber Ortiz.
I like the aggressiveness that Cirillo had on that run. Instead of sliding and protecting himself as the quarterback, he went almost head first into that, just trying to fight for those yards.
Yeah, well, he got the 1st down off of that one, so they'll mark him down at the Kutztown 48. Cirillo steps back to pass. finds Anglovic.
That's complete to number 26, Gunnar Anglovic.
And he gets brought back, but the forward progress should give him enough for at least be down by 1 yard. Looks like they'll just looks like they were going to give him the second down, but looks like they'll give him the first down. So now another set of downs as he's down at the Kutztown 38-yard line. Cirillo hands it off. Well, actually, we'll hold on to it. Finds his man, and the wide receiver, number 81. As Brand will get it. And it'll be his second down and 2, excuse me.
No, I gotta say, this almost looks like a different team than what we saw in the first half. A lot of patient waiting for good plays. Cirillo seems to be rejuvenated.
Cirillo on the second down, trying to find his man, and Sarachin gets the pass, but a flag on the play as he is brought down by Navarez. But a flag in the backfield, and they're going to say it's against Kutztown. Or at least East Stroudsburg is saying that.
Marker down.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 57. That penalty will be enforced half the distance, automatic, first down.
So legal use of hands to the face by this defense of Kutztown University. And that will be added half the distance to the goal for first and goal at the 8-yard line. Got 5 players lined up in the wide receiver position. Cirillo throws it in the middle, and a drop pass right there for Ezekiel Lopez, and a crucial drop right there for East Stroudsburg, and his second and goal.
No, I gotta say, what a lapse in concentration. It was right in his hands, very wide open.
Yeah, usually what that usually means one thing, and that is that he took his eyes off the ball way too soon.
Yeah.
He had it right there. He escaped the defender. He just didn't pull it down, and there's a very crucial play right there, and he wishes he could have had that back.
Absolutely.
So it'll be second down and goal at the 8-yard line. Cirillo steps out, passes it to the near side to Bender, and it'll be incomplete as Bender was unable to get it before it touched the ground. So it'll be third and goal for ESU.
No, I bet you they'll be kicking themselves if they can't convert on this play.
No, yes, certainly, as they need a touchdown with the clock winding down, 8:19 to go, because it stops on an incomplete pass. But going on 2 pass plays, and the first one being dropped by Lopez, and then this last one just a little too short for Bender. The third down and goal at the Kutztown 8-yard line. Cirillo will hand it off to Robinson, and he stays on his feet but is unable to get into the end zone as he is stopped just after a yard of gain. So fourth and goal at the 7.
Now, no, it looks like they're going to be going for it here, which I would actually agree with in this instance. Being down 35-13 with under 8 minutes to go in the game, I feel like this is the correct call.
Yeah, because you need touchdowns as it is fourth and goal. Cirillo in the backfield alone. Lopez came back on the field trying to get another chance.
Crucial play here. The stadium is electric.
Cirillo steps back, trying to find his man in Robinson, and he'll get it. Touchdown, Warriors. And after 3 downs, very crucial, but there's a flag on the field.
This is a crucial penalty here. See who it's on.
Pass interference, defense number 8. 15-yard penalty, replay, fourth down.
So offensive pass interference on Reese Bender. So it takes away the touchdown, and now a penalty going against the offense of East Stroudsburg. Finally, the defense of Kutztown catches a break.
On the walk-off, the ball was marked at the 22-yard line. Still fourth.
So they move it back 15 yards at the Kutztown 22, as it's still fourth and goal.
It also looks like they're still going to go for it, Noah, which is a ballsy move, but it's needed.
Well, right now you have 7.5 to go in this quarter. You don't have much of a choice. So it's 4th and goal. Cirillo step back to throw and go into the end zone. Got men in the end zone, and it will be intercepted by Kutztown, and it'll be brought all the way out to the 4-yard line. And I believe that's Turber Ortiz. And an interception finally by the Kutztown defense.
I gotta say, no, that was a long time coming. A lot of the passes that Jake Cirillo has been throwing today have been either behind the receiver or a little bit ahead of them. So I feel as though an interception was a long time coming.
Well, right now that last one was a little short. Turber Ortiz was able to get in front of it and made the great interception. And as DeGalbo will head back out there.
Interesting.
The ball's marked at the 4-yard line.
Interesting that they're putting DeGalbo back out there, considering we only have about 7 minutes left in the game with an insurmountable lead, what looks like to be.
Well, at this point, Jim Clements just wants him to run the clock down as much as he can and at least get him out of the back of the end zone. Don't want to give up a safety here.
Absolutely, Noah.
DeGalbo will hand it off to Neblett. He gets a gain of at least a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Mark him down at the 11, actually.
To the 6-yard line, 2nd and 8.
So after a gain of 2, they're down at their own 6-yard line. Got Neblett in the backfield with DeGalbo. And it looks like it will be an offsides, an early jump by the defender of East Stroudsburg, number 44, Brendan Schaefer, a linebacker out of Middletown, Pennsylvania, who before today had 12 tackles, 1 total sack, and a forced fumble.
Offside, defense number 44, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So still 2nd down, but gain of 5 yards on a penalty.
I'd say that's crucial to Kutztown's offense, getting them out of the end zone and into playable territory.
Well, now they at least get some more room to work with in the backfield. So 2nd down and 4. So now it'll be 2nd and 4, or 2nd and 3. Colin DeGalbo with Neblett in the backfield. We'll hand it off to Neblett.
That was on the carry.
And it'll be enough for a 1st down. So another 1st down for Kutztown.
I gotta say, Noah, Neblett seems to have had a resurgence today. He hasn't really done much through the first couple of games, and today he just seems to be very much on point.
As Abdul Hassan Neblett out of Newark, New Jersey, a business administration major, and is a redshirt senior, and definitely doing well in his redshirt senior year. So as it is a new set of downs at the Kutztown 16. So now DeGalbo will hold on to this one. And he gets a gain of at least 4 or 5 yards. And it will be 2nd down and 5.
Gain to the 20, 2nd and 6.
So very good at least run by DeGalbo to get at least 5 yards. And continue to run this clock down, as that's all that Kutztown wants. I mean, the defense of East Stroudsburg has just been banged up all day. As Schaefer almost got called for another offsides, almost jumped over the line again. He's really just trying to jump that snap. And pretty good by DeGalbo to control that, that clapper snap that they do here at college football. DeGalbo will hand it off to Neblett again.
That was on the carry.
So it'll be a gain of at least 3 yards. So it is 3rd down and 3.
I gotta say, Noah, this Kutztown offense looks to close out the game as quickly as possible. With only 4 minutes and 36 seconds left, I can only see this going of one way.
Yeah, it's going really well. It's keep rolling the clock down. So now it's 15 seconds on the play clock. We got DeGalbo alone in the backfield. Got Torres and McElroy on the near side. Actually, McElroy on the far side. As he goes in motion, DeGalbo brought down on a wraparound by this defense. And very good by East Stroudsburg to finally get a sack.
And an impressive sack at that. He really, really did shove him to the ground.
As Zoe Mena, the linebacker, redshirt senior out of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, got the sack and sends the major in business management. That's another tackle for a loss. He's had 4 on the season. So now another punt for Krisich. Try and get it out of the backfield. But as this clock keeps rolling, it's a 22-point lead. As Krisich gets it away, and a deep punt, a very good punt by Krisich, and Bender just lets it go, and it will roll all the way to the 27. Excuse me, that rolled all the way to the 27, and it is a first down for East Stroudsburg.
You know, Noah, that almost looked like it touched the receiver. However, he was very, very good in realizing that he probably could not have fielded that well and avoiding the ball at all costs.
You know, I saw the same thing, and I thought that he actually did, touch the fingers. His fingers just barely touched it. I'm surprised Kutztown didn't try and pick it up, but granted, we don't have video review here at the Division II level.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be first down at the East Stroudsburg 28. Cirillo gets it to Bender. He gets brought down, or after a wraparound by the Kutztown player, number 20. And it will be second down.
Gain to the 33, second and 5.
So as is second and 5, Cirillo will take the snap, gets it to Lopez, cuts inside, fakes a man, and finally gets brought down after a gain of at least 4 or 5 yards, and it will be first down and 10. Mark him down at the 43-yard line of East Stroudsburg.
Gain to the 43 will be a first down for East Stroudsburg, first and 10.
As Cirillo steps back, finds Bender, and he'll get a gain of at least 4 yards, as it will be second down. As a man down for Kutztown University. So now as we got a defender down, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to Golden Bear Football on KUR. Stay tuned.
Osgood's Neighborhood Grill and Bar is the newest food choice in town. Located just over a mile west of the Kutztown University campus on Kutztown Road, Osgood's features amazing steaks, seafood dishes, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and chef specials, soups, chowders, and chili, pastas and light fare, sizzling starters and salads, and burgers and sandwiches. For information, visit osgoodsbarandgrill.com. It's always good at Osgood's.
And welcome back to Golden Bears football as they assess to an injury timeout. And it looks like it is number 47 for Kutztown. Luke Snyder, who's done well today out of Levittown, Pennsylvania, sport management major. Thankfully, he was able to get off the field on his own power. So now we'll get back to play, and it will be second down and 5 for East Stroudsburg. As Cirillo will take the snap. Gets it to Anglovich, and he's able to hold on to it, and then finally gets brought down. And it will be a third down and 3. Mark him down at the halfway point at 50-yard line.
Gain to midfield, third and 3.
This is a crucial third down for East Stroudsburg.
At this point, they're just trying to hope for anything as we got a minute 45 to go. Cirillo gets brought down in the backfield as for the sack by Kutztown University, and it will be a fourth down.
Honestly, no, I think that might be the straw that broke the camel's back.
That's very good, very good. Chris Thomas with the sack, the linebacker out of Norwood, PA, business administration major, who was a junior this year. That's his second sack on the season, so very good on that tackle to just get the pressure on Cirillo. So now with a minute to go, 4th and 11, and the pass is incomplete, and that will pretty much just finally be the end of this game with just a minute 10 to go. As if the Golden Bears will head out on the field just for probably one more drive. But it's very good showing today as they will take over first place in the Eastern Conference PSAC division.
I've been very, very impressed with this Golden Bears team to start the season. They've looked almost unstoppable in most instances.
Well, I mean, unfortunately for East Stroudsburg, after starting 5-0 and after a dominating performance last week against Millersville, they've been pretty much shut down this week, only getting a 1 touchdown and 2 field goals. And a good showing by the East Stroudsburg fans that came out today. A lot of good supporters coming out to support their team.
Absolutely, Noah. Being that this is the closest team that we have faced at home this year, it's good to see that a lot of fans turned out, including the band.
So now Kutztown heading to 6-0. Jim Clements getting more than 6 wins on the season. Just phenomenal coaching by him, and the great play by this team is really a great team that Kutztown has had, and they're getting ready as they will take on Lock Haven next week.
Now, Noah, going on to next week, I'd have to say the defense really needs to work on keeping penalties at a minimum. That really brought them down today.
Oh, yeah, certainly did. As the final snap is there for one more kneel down, as Kutztown University wins 35-13 over East Stroudsburg Warriors. So a very good win, and a game certainly that we thought would have been a little closer considering the 2 5-0 teams. But now Kutztown will move into first place, and then we'll see what else happens with Westchester as they play their game today to see if they're tied with us at the top. But now 6-0 in overall record, 3-0 in the conference. Very good by Jim Clements and his football team.
Absolutely, Noah. A real big performance here. They showed up when they needed to. They took names, took charge, and scored as many points as they needed to in order to win. Maybe a little bit more than that.
Well, I mean, right now, who would you have to say would have to be the player of the game?
Well, I sound like a broken record here, but Colin DeGalbo has just been fantastic for this offense. He has actually ran for 1 today while throwing 3, which just another fantastic performance by the quarterback.
That is very good. Yeah, Colin DeGalbo, maybe another chance for him to get Offensive Athlete of the Week for the PSAC East. So, thank you for joining us, everyone. Our next broadcast here on KUR will be in 2 weeks' time as homecoming against Shippensburg. A very good game, a very good atmosphere for Kutztown University. So be sure to tune in. That I believe that game starts at 2 o'clock. We'll start at 2 o'clock, so be sure to tune in then. So for our producer Emily Schlegel, for Jacob Leibowitz, I'm Noah Pegler. Have a good rest of your Saturday as the Kutztown Golden Bears win 35-13 over East Stroudsburg Warriors.
You're listening to the radio voice of Kutztown University's KUR presentation of Golden Bear football. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation of Kutztown University Golden Bear football, only on the radio voice of Kutztown University KUR. Today's game was brought to you by Kutztown University Radio and the corporate sponsors of Kutztown University Athletics. For more information on KUR, visit our website at kutztown.edu/KUR. And for more information on Golden Bear Athletics, visit kubears.com. Thanks again for tuning in today while the Kutztown Golden Bears defended the den.